careful where I was sticking my nose if I were you.
So you heard what Cat Bane said? I will be careful if I stick my nose if I were you. So that means that you need to be very careful because, guys, you just landed to another live stream, episode 46, Friday night. And yes, don't think this is all we have because we have few more members coming. So we're waiting for Denovi, we're waiting for Easy, we're waiting for Josh. They're running late.
We're waiting for
It is what it
Kathleen
is.
Kennedy. Yep.
But hey,
John Favreau.
Exactly, John Favreau. So you know how that is. But before I start the show, I want to introduce my panel for now. We have my friend FABIO from Fast Figures in the house.
What's up, man? Thank you for having me. Hey, everybody.
We're here. We are here. The man who was on holiday, but is back. Joao from the Third Party Reviews.
Hello everyone, thank you Dante for having me again. It's been a while, but it's good to be back and I think we will have a nice show tonight.
Man, it feels like it's been like months.
Yeah,
Seriously.
almost a month.
Feels like I haven't seen you since last year.
For me it was last year, yeah, in China.
I know, right? Well, you're in the new year now.
Yeah.
And of course, we have Aries from CANTINA in the house because he's going to be in charge of all the coffees, all the drinks.
Look, I even got Easy's. Where's Easy? I got his buttermilk right here.
It's buttermilk.
It's a buttermilk.
Oh, man.
Yo, where's Easy? That's the question. Where is Easy? Now he's probably joining anytime soon. So hopefully he will join because if not, he know what's gonna happen. He's gonna suffer. He's gonna
suffer like Cad Bane did.
He's gonna suffer like Cad Bane. And let me tell you, we have a lot to talk because not only is Cad Bane, not only is the book of Boba Fett, we have a few figures that were announced and released that definitely we're gonna talk about. And this is how we start our live stream episode 46.
I love it.
Man. All right, so let me say hi to the people on the chat as always. Doug Smizzle in the house, Hector V, Rebel Scum. I remember Chris K in the house, Jay, Martin K, JC, The Collector, Primetime Reviews, The Collector #1, Tuka3, Single Soul Rider, FABSFIGURES.
Who's he?
I don't know. He's probably one of those, spam.
It's a bot.
I think it's where I buy my buttermilk from, honestly.
Rodolfo Elfido, Directors Maximus, Joe P, Medic, Ashley Chase, Community Arcade, Be Real, Rodolfo, and Common Flex, and everyone watching tonight. How you doing, guys? I hope you're doing really good. It's the end of the week, and as always, on our Fridays live stream, we like to mix it up a little bit and talk about what happened in the week, because this is kind of like the summary, the goods, the bads, the surprises, the disappointments, the aftermath, what's going on. Well, I don't even know what's going on. But I'm going to start with this first topic. So we're going to talk about one figure that was announced this week, and we're going to talk about Doc Ock Aftermath. So Doc Ock was announced, and of course, as we, I guess, discussed, it wasn't well received for some at the beginning because now things completely changed. I heard a lot of really positive feedback after the fact. So I'm going to start with Fabio on this one. So Fabio, we got Doc Ock. We were talking about this for pretty much weeks, different live streams talking about, hey, we're going to get Green Goblin, we're going to get this, we're going to get that. When it finally dropped, a lot, the community was kind of like, they had mixed feelings about this, right? Some of them were okay, some of them were not so much. You heard a lot of people like really didn't like this, like for real, like it was the end of the world. But
Definitely the majority. Definitely the majority didn't like it.
and but then, for the past couple days, for the past few days, I can see the community coming back again, say, you know what, JC Hong announced that they're gonna this is not the final head sculpt, which is fine. But what are your thoughts about this, the release, the aftermath?
So I feel like because of these specific pictures, these pictures were what caused the whole, dislike of the head sculpt. If you pull up, like we have before, we've seen them before, we've spoken about them before. If you pull up the secret base pictures that look a billion times better than these, that's what I feel like started changing people's perspectives on this head sculpt, because the angles are better, the lighting is better. I feel like everything about those pictures are what we were supposed to get instead of these. These are very, I feel like they're overproduced. You know what I mean? Like it's like too much detail, too much color, too much, it shows everything on the skin. To me, he looks like he's sweating. He looks greasy. He looks like he's tan. No, I'm serious. He doesn't look natural. And obviously, the grinning face and all that stuff doesn't help. But this figure is going to be a grail 100%.
Well, more so that Hatos is, JC Young said that they're gonna improve the head sculpt, so that's another thing, right? I mean, but let me just put it on the screen so you guys can see better. So these are the pictures from Secret Base.
I would take that figure just like that right this second with no hesitation.
So this is kind of like when things gets weird, right? If they, they did Cosca Reeves, amazing head sculpt. I mean, I think it's a unanimous agreement that the head sculpt was really, really good. Everything but with this one in particular, I think the production, the pictures from the announcement were not that great in terms of, I guess, the production, of the figure, right? It is not 100% for sure. It is not 100%, right?
Sure.
And we know that. I mean, you will never get anything 100%. Certain angles look really good, especially when you use the glasses. I think it looks much better with the glasses than without it. But I guess because of the overwhelming negative feedback, right? I guess Hato said, you know what? Let's say something before this gets really bad. And Eris, I'm going to go with you on this one. We had experience like this before with Rey, for example, with Kylo Ren, where the head sculpt weren't that great. But then when the final product came, it was a huge improvement. I mean, we saw a major difference between the prototype and the final product. And that encouraged people to buy the figure. And not only that, Rey is pretty much sold out, waitlisted. And more probably Kylo Ren is going to the same path. But looking at this, now with this picture, better pictures from Secret Base, from this guy, Bao Figure Photography. So thank you if you're watching for those pictures. What is your opinion on this? The whole picture. I mean, do you think what was okay? I understand if something comes out and you don't like it, of course you need to speak up. You need to provide your feedback, right? But I think the feedback went in two ways. It was the feedback about the figure, whatever was negative is fine. But then we got the attacking, we got the fighting, the aggressiveness, right? What are your thoughts about the whole thing?
Yeah, it's a real interesting topic, and I'm glad that you brought it up. Look, I mentioned it on Live and Raw this past Monday that Hot Toys needs a little bit more help with their marketing of these, not only the final production photos that they put out, the photos specifically, what I'm talking about, but also on the prototype pictures that they're putting out for these announcements, such as this. They've been on a little bit of a roll lately. But one of the things that they need is they need some type of QC involved in their marketing with these in particular products, where a variety of different people, stakeholders within their company, perhaps even some outside stakeholders, that they trust, come in and they take a look at these photos and they try and vet this out before it comes out. Because clearly, to me, this is just as spot on as the Casca Reeves, as the Fennec Shand, as the Tamora Morrison head sculpt right here. So it almost seems like to me that if they would have went out with secret-based photos or just putting out these right from there, they would have been way better off. They could have avoided this whole controversy to begin with. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, Dante, is because I brought it up so many times last year on some of these similar controversies that they're having some difficulty with the backgrounds, like the background here, and this is just at secret base in a case. That background that they used for the prototype photos that are on Facebook that are now up on Sideshow is hideous. It's not a good background for this particular figure for what they're trying to do. It is completely different backgrounds than what they used on Casca Reeves, on Fennec Shand, on so many other ones. And they need to I feel they need to improve upon their quality control on these pictures that they use for releases and photos. So at the end of the day, the figure turned out to be a lot better. I think it's a combination of background, it's a combination of lighting, and they need quality control on that. And I think that they could improve greatly on it. But again, if this is not even the final product, and this is what JC Hong chimed in on, you have those pictures up right here that you're flashing, then we're going to be in for a really sweet hot toy, because this looks amazing right here. I echo what Fabio said. If this comes out just like this, it's incredible.
Right. And let's just be clear, because we got some comments, a lot of people sending us messages, some of them good, some of them not that great. We're not, just to be clear, we're not saying, everything the Hot Toys does is going to be 100% and is going to be, perfect, because it's not. When there's an issue, we speak up and we say what we think needs to be fixed. Yes, the high scope is not 100% still, even after this picture, I still believe it's not 100%. The smile, I think, is something with the smile, something with the colors, there's something there. But I think the way I'm going to talk we because I'm a collector as well, that we, address this was more impulsive rather than stepping back for a second and thinking before speaking, Of course, we can tell everything we want, because at the end of the day, we're going to be the ones buying it. But also remember, Hot Toys is not putting a gun on your head to buy or pre-order anything. So if you're not satisfied for what you just saw or something that was announced, of course, you don't have to pre-order. You can wait until the final product comes out, and then you will make your decision. But if you start attacking and going crazy, that's a problem.
And I just want to say one thing about that too. And I'm going to speak for myself. So when I make a comment, it's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. If I, for example, specifically this figure, me personally, myself, nobody else, my opinion, I love this figure as is right now. Has nothing to do with, me kissing Hot Toys' ass or anything like that. I like the figure. You don't have to agree with me. You can have your own opinion. And if you don't have my opinion, you don't have to attack me over your opinion either. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right. Why am I not allowed to have my opinion and enjoy and like and appreciate everything that Hot Toys does? Why do I have to hate on it? Just because 99.9% of the community hates on it, why do I have to also? I don't have to. So that's all I wanted to say about that.
Right. And before I go with Joao, welcome to Novi. Welcome to the house, my friend.
Hello, folks. Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Third Party Reviews. Hello, Aries. Hello, Mr. Fab. Oh, Dante, look at that. We gotta step up dance here. Look at that. I walk in right as Fab is cutting it loose.
Loose.
Sounds like Facebook drama to me.
Yeah, and I want to hear YouTube drama. I know, right? The YouTube drama. But Joao, I want to give you the floor here. Obviously, we all have our personal opinion. We all are entitled to say what we like and we don't like, but we are not here. No one is here to impose nobody's beliefs, nobody's opinion. I mean, if I like something, I'm not gonna impose it over you, because that's not right, right? Everyone has the right to say I want it or I don't want it. What is your thoughts about this figure? I mean, it came with some controversial stuff. Are you like it how it is? Do you think JC Young is right? This needs to be improved, get better. What are your thoughts about this release?
It's quite hard to say. For me, it's like Hot Toys. Someone had to watch those promo photos before they were released on Facebook, and I think they didn't check them clearly because they suffered, in my opinion, for, like Ari said, a poor background, and they were overexposed. And I think that was the problem of those shots, especially on the head sculpt. And what intrigues me a bit is, if there was not so many negative comments, I don't think JC Young would say that the head sculpt would need to be improved. It would just pass by, So I think it would be better if they clearly stated, at least in the photos, they could say, this head sculpt is a prototype, it needs to be improved, and not wait for everyone to start bashing on the head sculpt. But again, I think it's a bad choice of background and photos. Because you see the photos on the secret base, these ones that we have, it shows just now and we have here on the screen, and the head looks much better than it looked in the prototype ones, those promo shots. But those promo shots are the ones they use for marketing this figure. Not everyone will see these secret base photos. I saw those promo shots being shared in some action figures, not Hot Toys related, and they were saying this doesn't look like Doc Ock, and it's true. It doesn't look as much as you see here in these secret base photos. So, in my opinion, I really think that Hot Toys, they need to check and confirm, need to have someone like a QC, like Aries was saying, that they need to check the photos before they post them. And I think this has happened before with, like you said, with Ray. It's a choice of background, overexposing the head sculpt. I don't know what they were trying to do. But if they went only with these secret base photos, I think the comments will be much more positive than they were in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But you know what? This is the thing, right? And then I'm gonna go with you on this one. So the way I see this, if the head sculpt is good, it's gonna look good in any background, in any lighting, in any exposure. If it's good. If it's bad, obviously you can play around with the lighting, you can play around with exposure, you can play around with the background, you can play around with many things. So I think it is an agreement that this head sculpt is not the best, because it is not, but it's also not the worst. It needs improvement, of course, but this is a prototype. This is not the final product. So I always give the benefit of the doubt, right? Now, what happened with Tony Stark was a different thing.
Yes,
because when Tony Stark, they give you a completely different head sculpt, pretty much a reuse from previous ones. Then when the final product came in, it was off. However, in hand, it doesn't look that bad. In person, it looks much better in person than pictures. Don't ask me how, but that's how it is. But Novi, what are your thoughts about this? I know you did a show on midnight when this dropped. They can't blur this face because this guy doesn't have a helmet. So it has to be. We have to see the face.
Oh yeah, it never bothered me that they had to show the face. I was somewhat a little bit heated on that stream because Dr. Otto Octavius is just one of those characters that I went heavy. I fell in love with the Toy Biz action figure line in 2004 when the film came out. I had all of those Toy Biz action figures. I still love this film. There's even today when I go to the gym and I do cardio, or I'm even I don't, not so much hiking is podcasting, but when I go to the gym and I'm just doing, I will still keep playing this. If there's one film right next to Back to the Future that I've seen over and over again, is Spider-Man 2. So this is one of those characters that was it kind of triggered me, right? And if anybody knows, I mean, my channel years ago, I even did an action figure video of Doc Ock going up against Iron Man. I did a little stop motion where, you know, he was going up against. So this is a character that I really, really loved. And as controversial it was, which is that was the first thing I wanted to address, is like, look, this is not a very good head sculpt. It was one of the situations like, look, I want a licensed 1/6 scale Doc Ock that I will not be happy with it, but I will still purchase it. And when it's different. Every collector tends to operate a little bit differently. If you don't like a head sculpt, I mean, that's the thing. If you don't like a character, if you don't care for it, great. You don't have to buy it. But there are some of us that really have waited a very long time to get a true representation of this particular character, of Alfred Molina. And for me, it's like 70-80% of this character are the mechanical arms. It is. If a top priority for me, it would be the tailoring, the costume. How many buttons are on that coat compared to a third-party vendor? There's 2 layers on the coat. What was seen in the film? This is I think a 90% a true representation of the deep fake Alfred Molina, Otto Octavius, I was seeing in Spider-Man Way Home. The head sculpt, wow, not perfect, but I was looking at the arms. I looked at the paint applications, everything. Everything else was 100% pass, where, okay, I'll get the body, I'll get the arms. Worst case scenario, which I've done multiple times, in some cases, years down the road, a third-party company will make a head sculpt that has improved on the original release. It's happened with Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. It's happened with a few others. It happened with Bucky Barnes, where the third company can come in and just improve a head, and I'll still have the true Hot Toys body. And all right, time to update the head, put the head and pop it on. And I've done that. There's actually probably 4 or 5 figures in my collection where I've done that. So I was willing to live with that. That's perfectly fine. So it's just one of those things that like, man, how do they mess this up? But I'm going to grin and bear it. I'm still going to buy it. There's just a lot more positive points with this character that just trumped. And it was really important for me too to remind the audience in YouTube land, because I saw the rumblings on I'm only on Reddit and Instagram. I saw the rumblings where people were like, oh, the Toys Era was better. And people tend to forget what Toys Era threw at us 2 years ago. So it's important on that stream. Like, you kids out there need to be reminded what you're defending. You're saying that the Toys Era is better than this one. All right, let's play devil's advocate. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. And for the most part, people are like, oh, I mean, I had people DMing me like, oh, you were right. It really isn't that better. I mean, if you want to argue for penny pinching, well, it's cheaper. Well, if you're worried about penny pinching in this game, then this game is not for you. Then Hot Toys is not for you. Then I would probably recommend collecting something within the means, because if you're in it to collect fakes and to save money, and it's just not for you. This is
Right.
just a nasty addiction I've always had for decades.
Right.
So
right, and this is no, that's actually a very good point. This is the topic that we discussed on Tuesday as well. You know, the quality is there. I mean, you cannot argue the quality. You cannot argue the licensing, right? You want to have a licensed figure if you're spending this much money. You know, the tailoring is very good. The accessories, the tentacles, you know, we can argue that the body is not the greatest because, you know, Alfred Molina is a bit bigger, right? Just a little bit. This is more skinnier. But again, this is a prototype, so, you know, of course there's going to be some imperfections here and there that needs to be improved, you know, with the final product. They tend to nail the prototype so people can be more engaged, can be more you know, get a positive reaction. I do agree with what Joao said, that the pictures of the final from the prototype were not the best. You know, the production was a bit not that great compared to Cascaris, for example, right? How they did the pictures on that particular head sculpt, and to be fair, you know, JC Young came and said, "Hey, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna make this. This is the final. This is not the final product. This is not the final head sculpt." So that's positive. That's encouraging. So they,
I didn't leave it alone after that, Dante. You're right. After I saw that, all right, I'll move on. I'll worry about it.
Mhm.
In a year's time, it's done.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if he hadn't said that, I was still buying.
Mhm.
Me too.
Yeah, I still would've.
Me too. Because I think they will improve something. I don't think they will leave it like this. Yes, it was a bit. Oh my god! When I saw the first, the pictures. I mean, there's some angles that are much better than others, right? But it
Those
came.
farms.
Yes, it doesn't is really not that bad. So it is good to mention this because yes, there's a lot of people that are waiting for our opinions, are waiting for our thoughts about something before they make a purchase. So we need to be kind of like fair with everyone. I cannot tell you just trash this, ignore it, pass it, because what happened if they improve it, it gets sold out, and you didn't have the chance to get it? Then you're gonna be struggling, and then you're gonna miss out on this, right? Not to say that you need to pre-order right of the second, because you don't have to. You don't have to pre-order right of the second. You can just wait until the product is released. You can just wait until somebody else unbox the figure or whatever, and then if you like it, then you make your decision. So that's why when people start arguing about, oh, I'm not gonna get it, this is trash, whatever. I mean, you're pretty much influencing other people not to get it, right? And that's a difference between raising your voice. There's a difference between expressing your opinion about something that is not right, because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one buying it. So that's good to say. Feedback is always good, but we need to be kind of careful how we say it too. That's the way I see it. Again, that's just my personal opinion. I can be 100% wrong, and it's fine. I'm not the owner of the truth. I think nobody is.
I think I would suspect this. I think the only other person that would be thinking with this type of algorithm in my head would probably be Fab, meaning a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. There is a good possibility we may never see another Dr. Otto Octavius from Hot Toys ever. It could be 10 years. So you have to take it at the moment. Never assume, because I saw some of the comments where they were like, well, just wait for the Spider-Man 2. I hope, and the way I understand it, this is a variant version of Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. This is not the Doc Ock from. He mentions he was pulled right as he was, he had the power of the sun and the machine was starting to collapse. The biggest giveaway is that he was not wearing that turtleneck. This is a variant Doc Ock. So, and that's how I look at it. This is a variant Doc Ock with the deep fake special effects. Whether or not they decide to ever pursue a true Doc Ock from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2, great. I will welcome it. I would buy it. I will gobble it up. But at this point, I have to now assume as a collector, this is the only version we will get. If we get something else, great. At this point, this is it. This could be it.
So now let me just do a follow-up question for you guys, and you guys on the chat as well. Do you think that was the reason why they did the Green Goblin first? Simply because, they didn't want to risk people to get negative feedback right off the bat. So because the Green Goblin has the helmet, so it's much easier to play around with it. You can just kind of like blur the face, and people is gonna be looking at the helmet, looking at the glider, before saying something, right? Do you think that's the reason why this was announced second, not first?
All they were doing is buying time for the inevitable anyway. You know what I mean? Because they had to show it. They were gonna show it. They had to show it. There's no way of covering it. So all they said was, I figured, I'm just assuming this is what they said. Let's put this out first. We could cover it. We could cover the face, show them with the helmet, to give us a little bit more time, to push off what's got to come out anyway. You know what I mean? So why do they do that? Just again, it might have been just for time, but either way, it had to be shown regardless. So,
right. That's a good point. Aries, what were your thoughts? Do you think that's the reason why we got Doc Ock first? Just because the head sculpt was not 100%, and they say, you know what, let me show you the Green Goblin first because I know you guys gonna like the other things that this figure comes with. Then we talk about Doc Ock.
Well, look, let me try and say this a different way. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. And in all my years, part of marketing 101 is to make sure that your promotional materials are going to make that first impression. Lighting and backgrounds matter. When they're doing all these commercials that you see, billboards for McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, so on, Red Lobster, Olive Garden, any of your big chains, so on and so forth. Great pain goes in because you can have certain angles where it looks like crap and it's not appetizing whatsoever. Color is a very, very big thing in marketing. Certain colors are pleasing to the eyes. Certain colors do have a different effect, which in some of these hot toys, you want that effect. They had a very poor choice on what they chose. And clearly, just from the secret base, there would not even have been hardly any controversy to this magnitude if they would have had the pictures from that photographer there. I really think that to me is more of what is going on here, for sure. And I also think it'd be good practice because you brought this up, third-party reviews, and I don't even know, maybe they put that in and I'm not paying attention. It may be in there. But if they're able to put a little disclaimer that this is not the final product, a little disclaimer, which is also part of marketing 101 as well. If they're not doing that, they need to do that, saying this is not the final product. The final product is subject to change, blah, 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 blah. They may serve them well to do that in the future as a little bit of a stopgate. So some people, consumers, can say, oh, well, they have that there, and that is actually stated. Because at the end of the day, the customer comes first. And I agree. It was we definitely jumped to too many conclusions. But you got to know this as a business. It is that consumer's right to jump to any conclusion they want to. They're the customer. Customer comes first.
I was on mute. I agree. That's actually a good point. Before I go to Joao, I want to say thank you to Six Kill Mafia Anthony for the $9.99 super chat. Everything for the neck down is perfect. I think the face needs work. However, they said they are fixing it. So I think people should relax and wait for final. Also, attacking the artist isn't cool. Exactly. I agree. I agree with all you guys' points. I mean, the very valid points. Yes, maybe they took a chance of kind of like saying, okay, let me show you guys this version and see what the feedback is. If it's positive, we're just gonna leave it. But if it's negative, we're gonna say, hey, we're gonna fix it. Is it valid or not? Well, I mean, Hot Toys came out and say, hey, this is not final product. This is not a final head sculpt. So that will give you some hope that when the final figure comes, everything is going to be good. But what are your thoughts, Joao? Do you think that, Hot Toys should have just waited more time to maybe revamp the head sculpt just a little bit so people can get a better reaction to it rather than just kind of doing Green Goblin first, blur the head sculpt, and then get the Doc Ock like that? What are your thoughts?
I don't think so, because they spend time with these blogger photos, the production photos. They need to edit the photos. They need to contract the bloggers to do these photos. They were happy with this product. They were not just showing. If they just want to show the head sculpt, they could just show a head sculpt and ask, guys, what do you think about this one? Is it okay for you? But no, they did all the marketing material. Mm-hmm. It's up on Hot Toys website. It's up on Sideshow. It's up everywhere. These were the photos they choose for this figure. And I think they were happy with them.
Yeah. Well, I think... Go ahead.
Unless they... Of course, these photos went through some QC on Hot Toys. That they chose those photos because I'm sure there were a lot more photos. And they had to choose which ones they want to advertise this figure. I think they were happy with it. I don't think... It's just my opinion.
No, it's funny you say that because, like I said before, I feel like the pictures are very overproduced. You know what I mean? Like they went in too much. So I feel like it was their way of covering up the mistake. by overproducing these images and making them look so, because they look fake. You know what I mean? They don't look great. So I feel like that's what they did to try to play it off until, yeah, like they look like I said, very over. Like somebody went in and tried to make this look like too good, and it backfired. You know what I mean?
Can you show the photo where he's you can see him on his side without the glasses, with a green background?
That one?
Yeah, like this one. I don't know. This one looks a bit strange.
Yeah, it's the angle, because he actually, believe it or not, he looks fat in that picture. He looks like he has very big cheeks, and it doesn't look like him at all. But I think it's the angle and that lighting, because he looks like he's greasy, he looks like he's sweaty, he looks like he's tan. These colors don't look natural.
What do you think, Danovi?
I think so. Something that I came to, a couple days afterwards, because people were still talking about it, is that I think this is a theory, no inside fact, but I feel that they were. So toy companies typically will have access to movie sets, and it's no surprise that Howard Chan, JC, and their team, they've been on the sets. They've been on the Endgame film sets. They've grabbed measurements and things like that. I'm thinking, my theory is that they got a hold of the 3D CAD design of the deepfake that they used for this. I think that my theory is that they did a superior job of sculpting, or maybe even 3D printing, we don't know, of the deepfake Alfred Molina that we saw in the film. And they're like, cool, we used part of the CAD design. But the problem is that maybe something was probably lost in translation, because when he puts on the glasses, it looks like him in that one scene. Hello, Peter. Right? That's the look, that's the scene when with the glasses on. Hello, Peter. Their job was to capture the deepfake likeness of that one particular scene with the glasses. That's why I said, like, well, it's a good pass. It's a very good pass with the glasses. That one outdoor shot where he's attacking Spider-Man, it was in true daylight, so they had to simulate daylight. And then for the most part, when we got to see Doc Ock and the rest of the film, it was in dark scenes, very low lighting. Wasn't that the only scene that we actually saw him in under artificial true? I don't even think they were even outside. It was probably under studio lamps. But as far as an outdoor scene, the rest of the film, he was kept in the strange cell, and then he shows up in the in Stark's condo at night, and then he shows up at the end of the Statue of Liberty again at night. So I think their job was to capture that specific likeness. You can't capture Alfred Molina. He looks rough without the deep fake,
True.
The effects. You can't sculpt Alfred Molina 20 years ago, right? 2004 film. It was filmed in 2003. So almost 20 years ago. Yeah, almost 20 years ago when it was filmed in 2003. So I just don't think they realized that the audience would have taken it that way. We're like, oh, it's because it has that uncanny valley. Remember, we've all been through this. Remember with a deep fake Luke, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly the same thing. Their job is to capture the portrayal of how it was seen in that specific scene in the show or whatever. That's why deepfake looks a little bit weird. And yeah, he was improved with some outdoor YouTuber, but that ship has sailed. That's that Ken version you're going to get of deepfake Luke from that particular scene. They probably already spent a fortune on the casting and the molds and all that stuff. So that's it. If you don't like it, vote with your wallet and just don't buy it.
Right.
It's not a deal. It's not. I won't defend it. It's a horrible head sculpt. It's passable with the glasses, but it won't deter me from it, because we may never see this ever again.
Right, and that's the key too. If you're gonna get something, this is probably gonna be that's it. No more this particular character for this particular figure. But let me show you this clip real quick.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's your actual name?
Yeah, he's heavy. I covered
heavy.
the weight thing too. You look at that one scene again. He has like that extra weight. And again, I'm really particular and anal about that. If I love a character and he's heavy set and he's fat, give me that. I want all that. Give that to me. Absolutely. The person, the skin, I want exact. That's what we're paying this. This is not a $20 Marvel Legends or 20 whatever price increase, but still we're paying for that to capture that experience, that magic. You know, I loved him in that portrayal. So that's the only other thing. I think right, Fab, did you notice the body proportions were just, he just needs a little bit, few more pounds. Just make him a little bit more meaty. Just a little bit more meaty. A little bit.
Yeah, but I feel like the jacket's going to do that job. You know what I mean? Because it's very thick. It's very, so I feel like that's why they didn't have to get like a fat man body or something.
Yeah.
I think they would have used the heavy Mando body.
That
would look right.
No, that's too big. That's way too big.
No, but
it will be a monster.
Let me show you this clip real quick.
Yeah.
Let me show you this clip real quick, and then you'll see.
Yeah.
Octavius? Osborn?
What happened to you?
What happened to... You're the walking corpse.
That's still not heavy Mando.
Heavy
Mando's way
It's
too
too
big.
heavy, right? I think it's
Oh
too
no,
It's too heavy.
no, it's too big.
It's too big. It's too big.
But we can agree that the body that they use for this figure is actually skinnier.
It's,
you know,
it's
and I think that's
light. Yeah, it needs to be just a little bit thicker around the gut, and that's it.
thicker.
You know,
Yeah.
he was thicker around the gut in 2002. I mean, that's fine. That's what makes him. You know, people need that's Doc Ock. He's always been a heavyset guy. That's, you know.
And if they give us a Spider-Man 2 Doc Ock, he's gonna have no shirt, so we're definitely getting that fat belly on him because that's what he had in the movie.
Right.
I want that.
And that background you just had up with Spider-Man is god awful. Doesn't even make that Spider-Man look that good, to be completely honest.
Yeah, it looks very.
It's god awful. And the thing about the Luke, let me say this about the deep fake Luke. I had about 200 people on when that thing broke. The majority thought that was so spot on to the Mandalorian season 2. It's not even funny, at least for me. I think it's perfect representation. This looks, I mean, I agree. I watched No Way Home and I didn't get one John Lennon vibe from No Way Home. But I'm telling you, in this picture, when people were saying it, I'm like, what are they talking about? And I'm like, you know what? I started having imagine all the people going around in my head. It's just, I don't know. I feel like they missed a boat. And I feel like that they missed a boat consistently with some of this photography.
And one thing, for those who have the Toys Era one, you're all set. You know, if you don't like this one, you don't need to buy
this
it.
one's way better than that, though. But
that's what I'm saying. But the people who are right, the people who are saying that the Toys Era one is better than this one, if they already have it, then you're happy. You don't have to worry about it.
So I want to show this picture that my friend Seagull Sword Rider sent me. So thank you for sending me that on Instagram. Actually, he looks pretty good though in this picture.
Yeah. But you can see the light here is toned down a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot darker.
It's still a bright background.
It's still a bright background.
But I mean,
it's white in the back. It's not like.
That's why I said we were talking earlier. Is that in different lighting, you have different perspectives of the figure. So that's why lighting is so important in this collecting 1/6 scale.
Right. And we are 113 people watching. Come on, guys, hit the like button. I don't even know how many likes we have. I probably would have many.
49.
But if we can get to 60 likes at least, or 100 likes, even better. Come on, hit the like button, guys. Help us out, because liking this helps tremendously. And I want to say thank you to Anthony Carabas for the $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend, for that. Hey, guys, just got into Star Wars, and I love the Mandalorian. Anyone have the 1/4 scale Mando, and any thoughts on him? Yes, I have the 1/4 scale Mando. I actually did a review on it, so if you want to check it out, by all means you can. You can go to my channel, or somewhere in the link. It's amazing. I mean, I love that one, and I started collecting 1/4 scales, and that was my second one because I got the Spider-Man from the first movie. And look at that.
The 1/4 scale Grogu.
Here's your 1/4 scale Grogu, which I haven't opened yet, but come on.
Oh my God.
Can't wait.
Awesome.
Oh, that 1/4 scale Grogu was beautiful, man. Let me tell you that. But yeah, I like that 1/4 scale Mando. It's actually pretty good. Donovan, do you have that one?
I do actually. I just got it a couple weeks ago, and it was more of a perfect storm how I was able to get it. I don't know if you can see it here or not. I don't know if you can or not, but it is right there. Can you see it right in the corner there?
That
Yes,
Rancor is
yes.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got my eyes on the Rancor and
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're all
And
sick.
and it's so because I have both versions. I have the 1/6 scale and the 1/4. I had like over $200 in Alter Ego store points. I'm like, and so it tipped me over, and they were doing and they, with the whole tax and shipping situation. So it made it very appealing. Plus, I wanted to understand and learn the appeal to a quarter scale figure. So I only have 2 Hot Toys quarter scales. The first one was the Iron Man Mark III, which you can probably see in the background. And it was a learning experience where it provided a lot more benefits because I have them all on 1/6 scale. I'm like, okay, this is what they were able to improve. This is what they and so forth. So with the quarter scale Mandalorian, I saw that it actually brought different challenges or issues, or I don't know how to explain it, like a pet peeve, like, oh, like on the 1/6 scale, this problem doesn't exist, but on the quarter it does. But on the quarter scale, they did a phenomenal job on this, and then on a 1/6 scale, they sucked at this. And that's just how my mind works. So it provides a benefit in both aspects. I felt the articulation was a little bit limited. The paint application was significantly different than the 1/6 scale. It's crazy how it's supposed to be a true representation of the 1/6 scale, but it's very different. It's a cool learning experience. I'm not going to go heavy into quarter scale Star Wars, but I felt that if there was one for me to test the waters on, it would be that one. It would be that specific one, just to have that quarter scale Grogu, which even like the Grogu had issues that I found very annoying. The blanket that he has, it's not a true scale. It's not a true quarter scale. And I notice things like that. Like, okay, Grogu has a blanket. This blanket is technically not in true quarter scale. And what I mean by that is that the blanket needs to be just a little bit bigger, and it needs to be a little bit thinner, looser. It needs to have more crinkles. It was a very stiff blanket. So, like,
Right.
how did they mess this up? Like, I can go to Home Depot and I think I can find a
Make one.
microfiber super thin enough. So it's a few pluses and some minor misses on there. The magnet on the jetpack is weak ass. I'm like, really? The magnet on the 1/6 scale is super strong. Like, if I want to sit around and twirl around the room and play with it, I can do so. But on the quarter scale, the magnets on the jetpack, it's
Really?
falling off the floor twice.
Mine was actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Mine
but
was good.
that was just me tipping it over.
I mean, I didn't play like this. I didn't.
That was me leaning it against the couch, and then it slid a little bit against the couch, and then the pack just fell off. I'm like, really?
I see what you're
Like,
saying.
I just leaned it against while I was
Because of the cannon, probably. If you
Yeah.
touch the cannon a little bit, maybe that. Well,
Yeah.
I have the cannon leaning more towards the right.
Yeah, so it's
So,
very different. I
yeah,
mean, if
I see
you're
what
into
you're
quarter
saying.
scales, it's great. I'm not going to go heavy. It was more of a thought experiment for me. I had the points. I can't go super heavy into quarter scales because there's a lot more of the 1/6 scales that I would prefer.
True.
But if you can, it could be. I can tell you, there's a Hong Kong seller right now that it's already slightly discounted. It is headed in that direction. So I'm not gonna give them a free plug, but if you do your homework, you can figure them out. But the deluxe Mando is already discounted with some free shipping and no tax. It's out there already. You guys getting them off key.
What do you think, Joao, for the 1/4 scale Mando? Do you have
well,
one?
I have mine. I didn't open yet because I got the regular edition that doesn't come with that diorama base. And I'm waiting for the shop to confirm to me that they can exchange, because I want the deluxe one. I want the one with that base And especially after the announcement of the Boba Fett one, I think they will look great together. Because I really like I like the base. I think it's a bit higher. It's a bit tall. The base takes a lot of space. But I prefer that one than just that normal floor one. And
Yeah.
I didn't learn before, but when you go in 1/4 scale, I think it's always better to go with the deluxe one.
I
You will
agree
get more.
100%.
You will get more from what you pay than just get the regular one and just get the normal floor base. That floor is amazing. That base, the display one, the diorama one is amazing.
And that's the key point, Fabio. I know that you got a few of those.
A few?
A few, just two.
I
But-
actually opted out of the deluxe because of that. That was actually one of the
Really?
reasons.
No,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
can't do that. Okay, this
Yeah.
is my mindset, and guys, you can tell me I'm crazy, but I mean, and I said it before. I think the reason why they make those bases bigger, right? Obviously, to create more height to the figure, so it's kind of closer to the 1/3. Obviously, it's still a few inches taller, but it will give you that impression. And honestly, I kind of like those big bases, man. It looks more like a 1/3 scale type of statue, if you will. I don't collect statues. I like statues, but I don't collect them. That's the reason why I started doing 1/4 scales. I'm gonna get the Boba Fett, which we're gonna talk in just a second. But before we continue, Anthony Carabis again with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. You guys getting Moff Gideon, of course.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's
gonna be.
So that's mandatory. Yeah, I don't even want to.
And this is for the panel. I think one thing that we can all agree is that the Mandalorian, the figures that the Mandalorian has produced, pretty much all of them are pretty good. What are your thoughts? Anyone who can want to jump in first? Aries, let's go with you first.
What's the question about the Mandalorian figures?
You're talking about all the show figures or only Mandalorian?
No, only the Mandalorian line. Like so far, every figure that was announced and released is good. That's my personal opinion. I think that there is no one Mandalorian figure that you can say, oh, this is trash, I'm not getting. This is trash, I'm not getting. Even the Master Trooper, the Ketchup Trooper, still, there's some type of uniqueness. But again, that's just me.
Yeah, I've never really. I mean, I'm sure maybe some of the older Hot Toys. What is that? The director? I don't know. Way back. I don't know how any of these can not be good. Like I told you before, they're all 8 out of 10s to me. They just do such a good job. Even if you don't like something like the Venomized Groot, I would never get that. That looks awful. What's the purpose of it? It's still a really good piece of art. They do a great job. So, yeah, they're awesome. I mean, Moff Gideon here is super chat. That's a no-brainer. It just anything for me that comes out with a head sculpt for Star Wars, I'm gonna get.
I would say that there was a release that I don't know if it's associated with the Mandalorian or no, because I don't remember the box, but the Jawa with the droid, with the power droid, I didn't like that Jawa so much. I don't know if that is.
A lot of people didn't.
Yeah, no, it looked very cheap.
Now it's going up in the market.
No, I don't like the robe color and the body they used, because I have the sideshow ones, and the sideshow ones, the body, it's horrible, okay? But it's more accurate. The robe looks better,
you're right,
at least in my opinion, than the one from... And they cannot fit together, because the Jawa from Hot Toys, the robe is orange color, while the one from Sideshow is a dark brown color. They are different patterns. The color is different.
Well, that's what makes it even better. Are you kidding? That's the advantage. It's a family of Jawas. They're scavengers, right?
Yeah, but I mean this. I don't. Do you have the two versions?
Yes, I actually have the Sideshow and the regular Jawa, and I agree with you're right. It is a different row, but you play with play with your toys. It's a little group of Jawas. Yeah, you want them to be different, kind of like the Tusken Raider. Wouldn't it be cool? The robes were a little bit slightly different because they're part of a tribe. That's how
Yeah,
you
the
would want to look
Tusken
at it.
Raider will be amazing if you have now a other color option, the black ones. They will look great together. Yeah.
But you're right, though. The body's a little bit better on the Sideshow. It's weird.
But
It's
Sideshow's bodies are always like cheaper. Like I don't
That's
know,
why
like
that's why in the Sideshow one they offer you
Yeah.
some small base plates so that you can insert the feet there so that they will not fall down, because they will fall down by themselves.
So, I mean, they're it's crazy. The comic book shop here in town last year ended up getting some old and new stock from Sideshow. They just ended up getting brand new Jawas, brand new. It happens. Sideshow will do that to local comic book shops who support them, and they had a brand new Yoda and a brand new Jawa 2-pack at Sideshow retail price. It goes, yeah, Sideshow just sent this. All right, cool, I'll take it. So it's different. It was it's a different mix, but it didn't bother. I mean, yeah, it's different, but it's a faction. I mean, I would, they're a tribe. They're scavengers.
Yeah. Okay.
Dirty little creatures, aren't they? They're trying to,
the dirty.
trying to sell you bad droids. I don't trust them. Push them off.
So in your place, you can find easily like the 2-pack Jawas there.
No,
It's still easy to find.
anybody. So on occasion, very randomly, Sideshow will send comic book shops throughout the country, throughout the U.S., old new stock, like stuff that they find in their warehouse that got buried. It happens a lot. So Torpedo Comics, where I live here in Vegas, they're one of the ones that does a good selling, and they'll get there. That's one of the reasons I was able to pick up the blue Silver Centurion from Iron Man at retail. It showed up late 2020. It was in 2020. They showed up, and I was like, "Yeah, we just got this from Sideshow," and it was beat up. The box was beat up. It was old news, unopened, Silver Centurion. Anybody in the community that knows, it's part of the house party protocol. They had it. They just, we had it. We have to sell it at retail. Okay, I'll be making a habit of visiting your shop every few weeks now if you have the hookup like that. But yes, and I've spoken to other people in their parts of towns. Like, yeah, Sideshow will occasionally, when they're cleaning out their warehouse, they'll find stuff, and then sometimes they'll find old new stock on their website. Yeah, they'll post like, hey, something just showed up here that was sold out 2 years ago because somebody was cleaning out subsection level A, whatever, of the warehouse. I would imagine the warehouse is huge, and it's probably messy and dirty, and
I bet.
And with the
It's where the Lost Ark is hidden.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind to get a second pack of Jawas, because they are great for background display.
Yeah.
But as Aries were saying, and it's true, these Hot Toys, the Jawa one with the power droid, even here the price also went up a bit.
Yeah. Oh, I never defended the price. I reviewed it. I thought it was overpriced, but I also know that this was a limited batch, and you're not going to see this again. No.
Yeah, that's true. Now let's talk about this, because I'm pretty sure, I hope you guys watched the season finale of the Book of Boba Fett, and now that is over, now we can have a better picture of the whole thing, right? There were good episodes, there were slow episodes, there was no Boba Fett in some episodes. He barely, he's a cameo in one of them. I think, I like the beginning. I like how it started. I like the fact that they show us how he survived, how he got more involved with the Tusken Raiders, how he learned their ways, but there's something, I feel like the ending wasn't as great as I would have wanted to see. I wanted to see more things happening. I kind of like episode 5 and 6 way more than the finale. I think that I think the again, this is just my personal opinion. I think the fact that we saw Luke Skywalker training Grogu and see him interacting with Ahsoka, with the improvement of the deep fake technology, which is amazing. I mean, the way he looked on that episode was amazing. I was like, wow. I watched it like 3 times, I think, because it was that great. But then the finale happened. I was expecting other things. I was expecting actually seeing Chrysanthemum fighting against Boba Fett. I wanted to see maybe Luke Skywalker, maybe Han Solo showing up, something like that. I'm going to start with Eris on this one because I know, he followed every episode very closely. He spoke about this on his shows many times. What are your thoughts about the show now that it's over? And what do you think it was missing or something that could be better? What are your thoughts in general?
Well, listen, I talk to you guys on the phone all the time, so you two, you and Fabio know anyway what I think about this. But is it possible that I spilled my coffee with that finale? And I say yes. I absolutely loved it. I was giddy like a schoolboy watching it. I was anticipating, we're going to see, Harrison Ford, where we're going to see Sam Jackson, where we're going to see Bosk, where we're going to see this. But really, I mentioned it all that whole week before. How do you top that chapter 6, which was absolutely incredible? But they did exactly what I was talking to you about, Fabio, what you were thinking they were going to do. And I agree. They left you with a lot of cliffhangers. The fact that the ending credits, during the ending credits, they decided to go to Timothy with Timothy Oliphant, in Boba's back to tank chamber there. I absolutely just loved everything they did. Look, and I brought it up. A lot of people didn't want to hear it. They brought Cad Bane in so Boba can kill him, although Cad Bane's probably not dead. He's going to go to that same stupid little whatever where they bring everybody back and put in the parts and do that. How many times did he say in the show, "We're left on the sands, left for dead on the sands of Tatooine"? Come on. It seems like if you die on Tatooine, that's the place to die. That's where Darth Maul died too. On the sands of Tatooine. So listen, baby, go find Tatooine if you feel like you're at the end and you might be in luck. It could be the fountain of youth over there. Look, I think Favreau and Filoni did an awesome job. I think that they're awesome storytellers. I spilled my coffee. I absolutely loved it. I love it that they didn't throw all their eggs in one basket. Once you bring back Sam Jackson, once you see Harrison Ford, there's not many bullets left in the chamber. So putting them all in right now, you still got other series that are going to be coming out. And I loved it. Look, how much did we talk about Timothy Oliphant when we saw him in Chapter 6? He is such a good actor. He was great on Deadwood. He was great in Justified. And it looks like that they're going to be using him as an ongoing, recurring character within Star Wars. He's probably going to join the Mando clan there. And the thing that I love the most, because I've mentioned this before, episodes 6, 7, and 8 of The Mandalorian Season 2. I was losing my stuff, baby. When you had Boba Fett, he was acting like it was like the Starship Enterprise. You had the Mandalorian who's in charge of everything. You had freaking Boba Fett piloting a ship. You had Fennec Shand. You had this one. You had that one. And it looks like they brought that whole A-team, if you will, back together again. And to add Timothy Oliphant to that, so I thought it was absolutely, for me, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was good. It was very entertaining. It was Star Wars.
You just spilled a lot of coffee, right?
And spilled a lot of coffee.
Well, and one thing that, this is a fact, right? When you watch this, the show itself, right? Of course, you're not expecting a Titanic type of movie. You're not expecting a, Gone with the Wind type of movie. Like with the writing and because
you mean about yeah, and I get what people are saying there. Look, if you're looking for that, don't watch A New Hope or the original trilogy.
Exactly.
None of it makes sense.
Exactly. Nothing will make sense.
If you want something to make sense, go watch Schindler's List. Go watch Gone with the Wind. Go watch something, a true story where everything is accurate, everything ties it together.
Right.
Don't watch Star Wars if you're looking for that.
You cannot. I mean, honestly, it's funny.
It's a bunch of BS, but that's what makes fun about it. I got enough stuff in my life. I don't need it to make sense in the shows.
Like Aries was saying in his show yesterday in The New Hope, when Luke, he said, "Oh no, I need to back home. I cannot stay here." And then we back home, when the family died, and then he just go without any problem. Oh, they just died. I can go now with you.
I know, right? Like that's so unreal. Like, oh, my
My
family
wife
just
and I
died.
always laugh on that scene. You know, we're watching New Hope. Oh, I got to get home to Uncle Owen. They reared him. Oh,
Yeah.
Uncle Owen, Aunt Peru. I can't go to Alderaan and learn about the Force. I've got crops I got to dust. I don't have time for this. He goes back to the farm. They're all dead, burnt to a crisp. He looks back. He goes to Obi-Wan saying, "Okay, listen, I got to go get Alderaan. There's nothing here for me."
But before I go to before yeah, that's true. I mean,
What the heck?
you know, like I mean, if you're looking for something realistic, I mean, you have Darth Vader, for God's sake. You have Emperor Palpatine. I mean, really. But anyway, so let's.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Like you're talking about Darth Vader and New Hope. We always laugh about this too with Leia and Grand Moff Tarkin. Kill her, don't kill her. Kill her, don't kill her. She may yet be of some use to us. Okay. Ridiculous.
I know it's
But it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Anthony
It's
Kravitz again with
entertainment.
it is with a $2 super chat. Any thoughts on Mythos Obi-Wan? Mythos Obi-Wan. Oh, that's the sideshow one.
Mhm.
I don't have one. Don't know if do you have one?
No, I don't. That's a like a
Like a hybrid version
they
of
take the creative license, and they do more of an
But
artistic
that's a
approach.
statue, right?
They look nice. It's just not for me though. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes,
do you have
Sideshow
that one?
does a good job with statues. I haven't had any real bad issues when it comes to the sculpting and the painting from Sideshow for the most part. But no, it's not for me. I know there's like a Mythos Vader, but it's a crowded market right now. It's an aggressive pre-order type / drop season. A lot of good stuff. So you got to pick your battles. But I have nothing against it. It looks nice. It's just not for me. I don't that whole expanded. They did that. I think Hasbro did that 20 years ago with the Unleashed line, where they were taking like Leia, Vader, and they were doing these artistic poses on the Unleashed figure line. It was like 8-inch, 10-inch figures. That's fine. I mean, some folks like that. It's just not for me.
Right. I want to say thank you to Victoria's Cantina for the $4.99 and welcome. I think it's your first time in the show, or maybe second time. Off-World Java 2-pack. Come on. Yeah, you know what? I kind of regret not getting that one, that the Java 2-pack. But if I can get a good price, I will definitely pull the trigger. I just kind of like for completion purposes, not necessarily because I like the characters, because I really don't care much. But just for completion purposes, so I can have those in my Star Wars collection, I think I should try to get it. But let's see. I'm not. If I don't get it, that's fine. If I get it, that will be good, right? But thank you so much for that super chat.
And if I could just say too, Victoria, after your show at late night on Friday, she has her Victoria's Cantina cocktail hour. I was on that. You guys visited that.
Oh yes,
But you guys should check her out late tonight. She's has a real good channel.
Yes, you definitely should check her out. Aries was there last Friday. We had it was actually pretty entertaining episode.
It was a lot of fun.
it was a lot of fun. Yes, but yeah, check her out. Victoria's Cantina. Check it out. Denovi, thoughts about the finale, the Boba Fett finale? What are your thoughts about the show? Did you like it? Are you okay with it? Some mixed feelings about it.
You guys know I only saw the first episode and I abandoned it. Right?
Did you? I didn't know that.
Absolutely. I swear my mother's. I called it. I said the show was not going to be. This was not going to end very well. They will. Everything. That pilot episode told me everything that I needed to know on the success of this show. Everything. It told me, oh, they're going to use. They're going to be lazy with the script. They're going to waste the audience's time with flashbacks. They essentially did a switch on Boba Fett on the Shield Ninjas. That's the character, because the whole passive, he's not the aggressive version that we saw. You got that. That portrayal of him was established. The episodes were written in advance, so you knew that asthma attack version of Boba Fett that couldn't defend himself against Shield Ninjas, that's what you were going to get for the rest of the show, right? So that to me, I'm like, oh no, this is bad. This is really, really bad. And I called it out from the very beginning. I go, this show is just not for me. That being said, though, I'm very specific when it comes to my content. I have also dismissed Marvel shows. I've dismissed the Black Widow film. I've dismissed the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I saw the first pilot for the Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm like, oh, this show is trash. This is not for me. No thanks. No thanks. These shows on Disney Plus are designed to do one thing, right? They're designed to sell toys. They're designed to sell merchandise, right? And whether or not you think this show did a good job, because it was, even though it was made fun, I mean, you have to look at it now, right? You have to really look at it now. The last several weeks, it's been a running joke. It's been a running gag meme joke. Everybody that follows me sends me Boba Fett memes. It's a joke, right? I respect everybody in the panel who thinks that this show was the next Saving Private Ryan. They think it was the next big thing. That's fine. Everybody's entitled. I do like certain films.
Da Vinci Code.
I'm gonna show you.
Code. I mean,
hold your thought, Denovi. I'm gonna show you something that you probably will never forget.
What's that?
Like a panther. Yes. Yes. Yes.
It's hard to take it. Yeah. It's
Josh from Comic Concepts.
That's awesome. Play it again, baby.
It's really hard to take it very, very seriously. Whether or not he's going to get a season 2, boy, that's
so next person are saying that it's going to be season 2. But anyway, I just want to okay, so the way I see this, and then Fabio, I'm going to go with you next on this one. I personally like the show. I don't think it's the greatest. I started watching it. I kind of like the first 2 episodes. Then some of them were not that great. We're okay, but I still enjoyed it. Then when I saw episode 5 and episode 6, I was like, oh wow! So now we're up to something. I kind of like this, reintroduction of the Mandalorian. How we're gonna see him without Grogu, right? Then we saw Luke Skywalker training with Grogu. Then we saw Ahsoka. So they start throwing those, kind of like a 2.5 Mandalorian 2.5 stuff into this, right? I kind of like now after the show is finished, I kind of see that the way they treat Boba Fett in this one was more to make him look more like Mandalorian in a way of the heart. Like, he's a good guy, but he's also can be a bad guy. But he's more like a good guy. But in reality, when you saw Boba Fett from the original trilogy, he was more like a badass bounty hunter, killer, right? So, I think they wanted to experiment something. And for some audiences, it's perfect, blended perfectly. For some, they don't like it. So you can see everyone likes it or everyone hates it. And then you have only a few people in the middle that they're okay with it. Like me, I'm okay with that. I'm not really, don't say, oh, this is horrible. I'm okay with everything so far. But I can understand the people that is here and the people that they hate it because they want to see Boba Fett more like a killer. I mean, he starts shooting almost towards the end, I believe. There was no dialogue at one point.
Yeah, but he killed everyone in the end, so they brought it full circle. He killed Cad Bane, who everyone was, he's dead.
And that was a badass
probably not dead. Yeah, and then he wrote a Bantha. Who's going to write a dinosaur like
focus on down to are the ones that Robert Rodriguez didn't direct, where it was from an outside, a different writing team and a different director. I think for most professional film and TV critics, the consensus is that Robert Rodriguez should not be allowed to touch Star Wars ever again. Is from what my understanding is, because I actually did enjoy listening to the reviews and listening to the fans, because I love to listen to the fans defend the show. Keep convincing themselves that it's going to get better, it's going to get phenomenal, it's going to get wonderful. Don't worry, we're going to get Han Solo showing up, save the day. We're going to get Mace Windu. Kind of trying to convince yourself that it's a good show. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. If the show isn't good and you still enjoy it, that's fine. There's a lot of camp shows I watch that most people don't. My time is just a little bit more specific. I just when it comes to TV, I like, and mind you, my expectations for the show were very low, so low that I was able to still somewhat predict some of the lazy tropes that ended up fulfilling at the end when we finally got to the end. Did I know that they were going to cheat and slip in a different director with a different storyline and essentially bench Boba Fett? Because from what I understand, the episodes that you like are the ones that does not have Boba Fett, right? That's why Boba Fett is not in the show, so that's how you love it, and that's how you think it's a good show.
Right. But I think it was too hard to kind of like come after the Mandalorian. I think the Mandalorian was so here. And Fabio, I'm gonna go with you on this one here. I know you watched the show as well. I know that you liked it like me, you know. What are your thoughts about the whole picture now that it's over?
Well, first of all, Josh, thank you for coming. I actually enjoyed the show, and I enjoyed it because I didn't expect anything. You know what I mean? I didn't have any expectations. I wasn't like, oh my God, you know, is this going to happen? Is that, you know, yeah, we speculated on the shows and we talked about what would come, but whatever came, and whatever didn't. And I didn't mind it. So that's why I enjoyed it, because I feel like if people were expecting, you know, too much, that's why they were disappointed at the end. You know, so I didn't, you know, yeah, I love talking about things that may happen and stuff, but I didn't expect anything. So that's why I was able to enjoy it.
So that could be good as well, because, you know, they can have more stuff to produce for a possible, you know, season 2. But I want to say hi to Don Prime. Don Prime is in the house. When I got to Disney in April, I'm expecting the Book of Boba Fett and Kenobi merge and advertising in the parks. Oh, yes, we should see a lot. And we're going to talk about the Obi-Wan show as well, because let me tell you, I really have high expectations on that one, and maybe that's bad.
All you're going to see at the Disney parks is Mickey Mouse. Grogu.
Grogu.
All over the darn place. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Joao, do you make your point on this one? Did I ask you about the finale?
No, not yet, but
Please.
as a pure entertainment perspective, I enjoy the show. I enjoy the show as entertainment, and I didn't care much to think what was Boba Fett before, because we didn't see much screen of him. I like the flashbacks. Honestly, I like to know about those things that happen with him and the Tusken Raiders and everything. I did enjoy it as a show. I think, however, that those 2 episodes where you have Grogu and Mando and Luke, they could add that just as an extra, a special for this, and not add it in the middle, and they could wrap up some loose lines that were in the story of Boba. Like, there was some things I would like to see. For example, we didn't see Boba training with the Rancor. He just jumped straight on the Rancor and start beating everything. But I think as entertainment was nice. I loved to see Mando and Boba flying up and blasting everything. As for entertainment perspective, I think it was okay. I don't have much complaints about it.
No, that's a very fair point. Josh, what's up, my friend? Welcome.
Hi, guys.
What are you eating?
I literally
Buttermilk
just got out of
cookies.
the hospital 20
Buttermilk
minutes
cookies.
ago, and my Chinese food arrived 2 hours ahead of me.
That sounds good.
My shift ends at 7 p.m. or Eastern Standard Time. I got out at 9:30.
Damn.
Are you on Tatooine? What time zone is that?
Yeah, I don't know, because we all know that I'm not very familiar with the Star Wars universe.
Listen, Josh, when am I going to get my 2-pack Boba Fett from Sideshow?
Yes.
Dear God, it could literally show up next week. I mean, we discussed it this week, actually. Like the Bat Pod, Captain Marvel, Pennywise, all of them showed up this week all at once. The Mandalorian, Quarter Scale, just the collectors though.
Pennywise sold, right?
Coming.
You don't have any more Pennywise left, right?
Pennywise sold out the next day after the show. That was it.
Yeah, I'm
Josh,
telling you, man, that's gonna be a grill.
Yeah.
Josh, I got a question. You
Yes.
get exclusives, like Sideshow exclusives. You get them as well?
No. So Sideshow exclusives, that's kind of how they have that's kind of their thing. They make pretty much their own edition size when it comes to profits for exclusives. And then there's the collector's editions for us. Sideshow and Hot Toys, it's very rare I get a Hot Toys exclusive. I can get a deluxe or but they'll sometimes offer special editions only if sales are not doing well, pretty much. Otherwise, other vendors, I'm able to get exclusives, just not with Sideshow and Hot Toys. They're very premium and they know they're going to sell their stuff. You know, if anyone's going to buy direct, it's going to go through them. So what I offset is I'll make my piece cheaper if there's an exclusive, which kind of helps people. I mean, you look at Venom, for example, that exclusive was not necessary, and it made much more sense to save like $30-$40 with Comic Concepts or buy a special edition at, you know, Sideshow or wherever. So
Right.
I try to offset it by price.
I want to say hi to my friend Local Lou is in the house. What's up, Local Lou? I saw Lane Kramer as well. So Lane Kramer, I don't think I forgot about you. I saw you on the chat as well. And a bunch of people watching. Please don't forget to like. Liking this helps a lot. Let's get to 100 likes if we can make it.
Dante, I think I saw Ryan Johnson in the chat.
Ryan Johnson. Let me see if I can pull him.
He's still been out of shape.
Where's Ryan Johnson? I don't see him.
He's not there. The Hot Toys wizard must have removed him.
Okay, that's good.
Oh my god!
Graham in the house as well. Then be at least has to be.
I will
has
tell
to
you.
watch
I will tell you the biggest regret that either not Hot Toys, but probably Sideshow, is not paying the express shipping to collect the money for those 2-pack of Boba Fett's before episode 7. Yeah, that's gonna come back. And really, I think it's going to destabilize the market.
You think that the 2-pack will suffer from sales after these?
It'll sit for a very long time. Yeah.
Which one? Which 2-pack?
The one just released or the one with the throne?
So history has shown that when you have two characters like that, you know, being released side by side that close, one usually gets the short end of the stick. It happens with Iron Man all the time. Popular character like Iron Man, one usually gets the short end of the stick. A good example would be Mark 85 regular, and then the Battle Damage. One of those figures is in more demand than the other. So with Boba Fett, one of them is probably going to be more in demand than the other. Not a lot in a crowded market like this. Not everybody is going to get both versions of Boba Fett, regardless if you like the show or not. It's expensive. It's a $550 pack, right? The problem is that we're entering March. We're coming close into March, and there's been a lot of releases, and there's going to be more new releases. That is going to it's going to buck up the pipe. It happens every year. It's going to buck up the pipe. Collectors are going to start to get multiple Sideshow notifications. I know, because it pissed me off last year when I got 4 of them within an 8-day period. And that's when I'm like, I'm not pre-ordering this anymore. So then choices have to be made. And I respect everybody if you love the Book of Boba Fett show. But again, public opinion with IPs is what matters. The internet has deemed the show a mediocre failure, depending on which critic. It's a running joke. Dante has quick memes, easily accessible. It's funny. It's hard to. You're spending that amount of money.
I don't have any memes. I don't know what you're talking about.
The bento one.
Yeah. So
that? Hold on.
Spending this amount of money.
Hold your thought.
Legendary character.
Hold your thought.
That's not well respected right now. So,
Oh my god!
I'll give you another example that will probably Aries will understand. The internet lost its mind with the Star Wars vintage Jabba's Palace, where I was reading the comments and they said it was too expensive. $230 for the vintage Star Wars Hasbro set, and the majority of the comments I read, well, the show sucked anyway, it's overpriced, it's not for me. That's going to be the running argument for a lot of people. I think that Jabba's Palace, that vintage, looks phenomenal. I'm not going to see the rest of the show, but I definitely want that Jabba's Palace diorama in quarter scale because I know it'll go nice with my sail barge. I can create a nice little setup on there. But I study. I'm always in the shadows, and I look at that. I see, oh, well, why would I spend $230? This is quarter-inch action figures, Dante. This is a little bit outside, but I study that to understand the market. You got to look at all factions. You got to look at action figures. You got to look at quarter scales and 1/6 scales and all that to make a better determination. What can I wait to buy, and what should I buy right now? So, again, the biggest mistake, if I was Sideshow, I would have paddled a boat to Hong Kong, put the cases, and collected everybody's payments before this last episode, before it done. Nobody in the U.S. has received their 2-pack of Boba Fett's yet, from what I understand. It has not shipped from Sideshow. When is that going to happen? In March, when everybody's talking about Demon Knight, or worse, when everybody's going to fall in love with the Batman? The Batman. You see? And you know Hot Toys is going to drop in because we are a bunch of kids. We love playing with our toys, and our attention span tends to be a little bit short. And we're all gonna get swooned by the Batman, except Ares. I think Ares will have his shields up. He's immune to the power of the Batman. So I think his shield frequency will actually.
Maybe I am Batman.
Yeah, but it's not going to hold against me.
I'm certainly prepared a lot.
I think your shield frequency will hold up against the onslaught because I think the Batman is going to come in and it's going to beat the crap out of a lot of us.
I think I actually have a good expectation of that movie after seeing the second trailer. But let me just go back real quick with the Boba Fett on the throne. I think. I honestly think that it's gonna sell. I think it's gonna sell.
They all sell, Dante. The question is, how quick it's gonna sell.
It's gonna take time.
Long?
It's gonna take time. 100%. I mean,
because that plays.
It could be a few months. Go ahead, Aries.
If I could counter what Denobi was saying, play a different side, and I get it. And Denobi, you may be 1,000% right. My perspective is there's a few things I think we need to take into consideration. I think the Book of Boba Fett is going over just fine. I'm not seeing any disaster with it. The last 3 episodes were clearly Mandalorian episodes and quite good Mandalorian episodes, with Chapter 6 being one of the best pieces of Star Wars in history, bar none. And I thought the ending episode was clearly a Mandalorian episode. They even ended it with the Mandalorian and Grogu. And so, and then that 2-pack set has absolutely nothing to do with the Book of Boba Fett. It is completely Mandalorian Season 2. You absolutely 1,000% have to get that set. This series, I see in no way, shape, or form hurt Star Wars in any way at all. It is on fire right now. And the other thing, too, I understand some critics. For instance, and I like them. I like for instance, like John Campea, who really didn't like this Book of Boba Fett, but who really loved The Last Jedi. So did so many critics love The Last Jedi, which was, in my view, a horrible story done by Rian Johnson. I enjoyed the movie for the entertainment value, but it was horrid. But it had over 92%, The Last Jedi. People seem to forget this from critics. But it was under 50% from fans. On The Last Jedi. So I think we need to put that in consideration. The other thing is, Hot Toys does not produce Star Wars typically. I know you're bringing up Iron Man. It hasn't happened like that, Denobi, for Star Wars. You bring a Boba Fett, a Darth Vader, any of these characters in to Sideshow, they're typically gone. They typically don't sit in there for months and months and years, unless it is a sequel figure or a Jet Trooper or something to that magnitude. And even they go real quick. And I think the other thing we have to take into consideration, I think you're right. I think the Boba Fett and the Throne may be a little bit interesting to see exactly how long that sits. But I don't think that they've made very many of this 2-pack of Boba Fett. I think that's why they put it out early. I think more of the emphasis was on the one with the throne, which is also tied to the Mandalorian because that happened at the ending credit scenes. But I really don't see a scenario where a Boba Fett figure for another one of the greatest moments in Star Wars history, which was Episode 6 of The Mandalorian Season 2. I cannot see this sitting, and I've called it all along, and I don't think that this show at all has any impact to that set one way or the other.
One thing that we all can agree, I think, but maybe not knowing, I think this the Book of Boba Fett is definitely much better than the sequels. Mandalorian is definitely better than the sequels, and that's a fact.
Not
I mean,
even
look,
close.
I mean, it's not
I mean,
even
Force
close.
Awakens was great, but not
Force
even
Awakens
close.
was actually pretty good. But then it was just actually I enjoyed the last one, the Rise of Skywalker.
And again,
It's all right, but Luke
I'm
was
not
dead.
disagreeing with anybody. Star Wars figures sell. The question is how long it will sit. Emperor Palpatine on the throne sat for about a year. All
Yeah,
right,
but that
let's
was
not-
before this. That was before the Mandalorian. That was before the Book
way
of Boba Fett.
before.
So after this, after what we saw, things change a lot. I mean,
Oh,
everything in
absolutely.
Star
Back
Wars
then, we
was
only had
selling
two or
quicker.
three. We only had 2 or 3 Star Wars releases.
Right.
We're at what, over 40 right now. So you would think that would be better,
Maybe
a
more.
better climate condition than the 3 to.
I have a comment
Josh.
about the possible sales and marketing of this. So I kind of lost track halfway through because of my ADHD, but
And because you were eating
if-
Chinese food.
and eating Chinese food. But the way these typically work, you'll see a figure, and Denobi, you are not wrong at all. But there's more to it. In many cases, there's something to it. We are absolutely not wrong, and I truly believe it's a case-by-case situation because the reality is when a retailer such as Sideshow, Hot Toys, anyone, me, I don't care, is selling, you need to realize, and I think it's important for everyone, that the people on the forums, the people in this panel, the people in the chat room, the viewers right now, we are actually the minimal audience. We are not the main target. We are the target in the sense of approval via prototype versus final product. But there are so many, like easily 10 to 20 times more customers that are not even involved in the forums, in the news, in the chat rooms, in the videos, any of that. There's so many people disconnected by the fact that there's actually a community where they can like go and talk about their hobby. They just kind of buy. And believe it or not, a lot of these shows do not affect the choices. They affect the choices of us as hardcore collectors because our interests are changing so drastically, so heavily because we're always up to date on the news. But a lot of the general collectors are not aware. They don't look at a show and think there's definitely a Hot Toys release coming. They think I need to get a fucking Hot Toys Boba Fett now. And the reality is Hot Toys is not dumb. They know what the demand's going to be for the most part because they know what these characters look like and what these shows are going to look like way ahead of schedule. So based on previous releases, they are actually able to predict the market pretty well. When you look at a dead stock figure, for example, like on Sideshow, something's on sale, something's on free shipping, they're still making a fucking killing, and they planned for that. The thing is, they still want to turn and burn, and they're okay making less profit to turn and burn the ridiculous amount of figures they've made in the market, because the main thing they're trying to avoid is to allow eBay to have a market. They're trying to make just enough to saturate the market, put a figure on sale, and then when it sells out, it won't appreciate in value. That's pretty much their goal. That's their target every time when they try to make money. So I haven't even seen the Book of Boba Fett, and I can tell you right now, I don't think the 2-pack's going to hurt at all. And I don't think any of these other figures are going to hurt. I think the only thing that's going to hurt in the sense is that it's January and February, and it's the worst time of year for people purchasing. So I think that can affect the edition size in the next 2 months if no one's buying. But usually what happens, I mean, look at Pennywise. There's no hype. The film was good, don't get me wrong, but no one's talking about it. No one's doing anything. And all of a sudden, Pennywise is the hottest fucking figure right now flying off the shelf.
Nobody's doing anything? Are you kidding me?
What?
Dude, I did live streams, I did reviews.
You are.
I've been talking about
Yeah.
It didn't come with a Grogu.
Yeah.
Besides,
Pennywise
you should
was
give me a
September
check.
2019 before the current
before
world
anything.
event right now.
Pennywise's sales were absolute ass until the past 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
They were shit. And I didn't even get max allocation. I got a lot, though. I ordered quite a bit, actually. On a gamble, I was like, this figure looks fucking cool. I guarantee there's going to be demand just because it looks cool. Most of these people buying Pennywise have never seen it. They've never seen the movie. They've never seen any of the movies. They just can appreciate a nice fucking figure. And they know a nice collectible when they see one. And that's usually the main target audience for Hot Toys. We're more of the audience of whether something's going to fly or it's going to not. And then after that, everyone else kind of starts rolling in over the years. Because, again, most of collectors are actually not involved in communities, and they're not up to date with news.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care about the outside community. I'm looking at the real numbers on Sideshow. I'm looking at how long these Star Wars pieces are sitting on the shelves, and where should I, as a benefit, providing a benefit on the live streams, which figures should you focus on first, right away? Should you run and get the 2-pack Boba Fett because you think it's going to sell out by January or February, or should
that
you?
Ain't gonna sell out.
That's my argument right there.
I gotcha.
Star Wars always sells. The question is, how long is it going to sit? Right?
Oh, they made a ridiculous amount of that. They knew it was going to sell, and there's going to be people lagging behind forever.
So is it something that the urgency could then be shifted onto something else? Because there's a lot of Star Wars characters.
Yes.
Over 40. So which ones provide, not so much about putting your love, like I love Boba Fett so much, you should buy this now. But wait a minute, now you just missed out on the Assault Tank Commander because it was a low batch, but everybody on the panel loved the show so much, it's gonna sit for the next 6 to 8 months. But the Assault Tank Commander is gone. It's gone. But everybody.
Well, let me say something real quick.
This guy knows.
That's how.
And Denobi, when I was giving my point of view, please understand that your point of view might be correct. I think I said that in the beginning.
Yeah.
I could be completely wrong because all your points are very valid. I was saying, giving you a different perspective on that particular with that 2-pack. The thing about that 2-pack is, I'll bet you a Hot Toy. I'll bet you 5 Hot Toys. That thing doesn't sit for 8 or 9 months. It's just impossible.
It's gonna sit for 6 or 8 months.
The thing, but no Boba Fett has ever sat for 6 or 8 months.
Wait a minute.
But wait, now let me get my point real quick.
Be specific about which Boba Fett, though.
The throne might
or
the 2-pack
or the Tamora Morrison, the one that's we're all making fun of, because no one's making fun of.
Well, no one made fun of it in episode 6 of the Mandalorian. No one's making fun
of the Return of the Jedi Boba Fett.
No one made fun of the of the Tamora Morrison one from the Mandalorian season 2. Not one person. Everyone spilled their coffee over that.
I'll give you points for that because I actually think you're right. I think that's the one that's probably going to sell slightly a bit quicker. Versus the throne's going to sit for a very long time.
Yeah, I would agree with that after the reception from the community that one could be sitting. And I was actually saying to a lot of people, because they were asking me, "Hey, did you pre-order that Boba Fett with the throne?" No, I did not. But I day one pre-ordered the 2-pack. The interesting thing about the 2-pack one is they're making just as many of the single version, of the non-deluxe version, as they are with the 2-pack version. But you can't get the one with the Tamora Morrison in the robes by itself from that particular and I think that is the anomaly on that particular 2-pack, even at the price point. I just don't think, and I could be completely wrong, maybe they produced 20,000, 40,000 of those 2-pack. I just don't think that they did at that price point. And the other thing you have to remember, that a lot about the dead stock of the past, Sideshow has been doing all kinds of crazy things with all these unsealed and reveals and all these different, hey, we got to make sure we review the figure before this one does and that one does, all because of money. They're certainly not going to be careless then if they're so focused on it, saying, hey, give us about $1 million worth of that, or millions of dollars worth of that 2-pack so we can have it, sit in dead stock at our warehouses for a year or two. I just don't think in this environment, to your point, with everything that's coming out, that they're going to put that much of an investment in something to that, and which is why I think that 2-pack is going to go quick. But like I said, I could be completely wrong. You might be completely right. It's just a different way to look at it.
Yeah, it could be. It's different points. I mean, it's a good debate. I think we all have really good points to discuss. But I want to say thank you to Don Prime for the $15 super chat. Need to hit the like button. Oh, need to hit you back to dinner in New York City. Oh man, come on, don't worry about it, man.
Talking
But hit the
about
like
this
button too.
2-pack, talking about this 2-pack, the Boba 2-pack, I wish it didn't sold out, because here I cannot find even one. Even one. It's completely sold out.
I think
I
what we
cannot
can
find
agree
one.
on is fuck Fabs figures. The triple F.
Triple X, yeah. All right, so let's move on to a different topic now. We're going to talk about the 1/4 scale Boba Fett. We're going to continue talking about Boba Fett, but I honestly think that this 1/4 scale figure looks really good. I saw this being announced. Was that yesterday?
Where can they get it? Where can they get it for cheap? Tell them where they can get it.
What?
Comic concepts. Oh, they sound. That's a pretty cool name. What do they do?
Josh, is your price higher or lower than what's out here?
30% off now.
It's actually really low. I offset it quite well.
Hey guys, quick,
because there's two different versions, I decided to discount them both quite heavily.
Sorry, just
Yeah.
a quick one. Our friend Danobi is gonna leave us for now.
I gotta run, guys. I would love to hang out here tonight for the next couple hours debating Star Wars action figure stuff, but I gotta take my kid to practice.
No, of
but,
course. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Always invite me. Always, my schedule's always it's always wacky and hectic, Dante. So always just throw the invite. And Aries, same to you. We cannot hijack this stream from Dante because we can't. We'll be bouncing back.
Danobi, I love doing this stuff with you, and I love the debates. We've been on a show together. I love going back and forth because it's good, and nobody really knows which way it's going to go. But it's good. It's good to play devil's advocate and try to figure this stuff out.
Absolutely, because this year is just going to destroy everybody. But yeah, just always shoot me a link. You never know if I like making surprise guesses. Thank you so much, everybody.
No, thank you, man. We appreciate you're here.
Thanks,
Take care. Yeah, that was a very good conversation. And again, guys, the purpose of this show is to everyone has their own opinion. Everyone has the discussions. We can debate, but at the end of the day, we're still friends. It's really not who's right or who's wrong. It's just sharing our point of views. And this is how sometimes we talk offline too. We have our different opinions, and that's good. We cannot impose anyone's anything. So that's the beauty of this.
I didn't know I joined a Fox News stream.
I know. No, but listen, those are good points. I mean, you cannot ignore the fact that some people from the panel here has been around for a long, long time in collecting, way more than me.
He knew some shit. I don't know the guy, but he brought up extremely valid points in the art. It's funny because the artillery tank commander was the exact figure I was thinking of when he was debating it. I'm like,
yes, and that thing is actually pretty. And that one is pretty good.
Yeah,
and
that was a great
have
comparison.
One. It's a really good one, and that one I have a feeling because they didn't make many of those. Those are the ones that you need to focus more because those are going to be the ones that are going to be like
because what happened is they expected a head sculpt of what's his face, Irish Scottish guy, whatever he is, Boston. He's Boston. But people expected a head sculpt with the artillery tank commander. They didn't get it, so a lot of people jumped ship thinking that they'll release another with a head sculpt. It's not coming. If anything that's going to happen is they're going to release his own figure, and the artillery tank commander is going to sell out on its own, and the only hope will be to swap the head.
Right. But okay, so let's talk about this 1/4 scale Boba Fett. Fabio, I'm going to start with you on this one because we spoke about this. Actually, we got pictures before this was announced. Actually, somebody gave us the access to see those pictures. I'm very happy with this one, man. It does look really nice, and the fact that this is a 1/4 scale, you have more room to play with. You can improve so many things, and you can make this stand out as a lot. What are your thoughts about this? Do you like it? Any comments in general about this one quarter scale Mando? I mean,
Well,
Boba.
well, my thing with quarter scales is, I was trying to stay away from quarter scale just because I knew that, getting involved with that was going to be, it's going to take up a lot. Well, not only that, but like take up a lot of space that I already, running out of like big time, So I was always trying to avoid it. That's why I don't have, the Darth Vader, the quarter scale Darth Vader. I don't have any Batman, Jokers. I missed out on all those really good figures.
The Joker was nice.
It's beautiful. The second one, the second release with the 2 head sculpts, beautiful.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? I can't get into this. Iron Man came out, boom, that was it for me. I had to get, so right now I have all
I nabbed him too, even though I have the 6 scale. I had to.
I have both. I have 2 of the Mark 3s. I have 2 of the Mark 42s, I believe. I have like 2 of each now. I got 2 Spider-Man quarter scales. I just got 2 Mandalorians. I haven't even opened yet. Now I'm like, I have to get this. There's no way out of this. To have Mando and this together is going to look so good. There's no way you can't get this. So yeah, I think it's beautiful. It looks great. I'm getting this 100%.
Eric, I can see you looking at this and smiling. I don't know if that's a sign that you're gonna get this one. I don't know if you have any quarter scales besides Grogu. I think you have Vader, right?
No, I don't have any quarter scale. And look at how many people, even in this community, are spilling their coffee over this. And I think there's too much being made about any controversy with this series. Favreau and Filoni tied it up really, really well the last 3 episodes. As a whole, is it the greatest show of all time? No. It's so if you want to call it average, that's all you need. It wasn't The Last Jedi. It wasn't The Rise of Skywalker. It did good. Fits into Favreau and Filoni. Fits into everything. And everyone's spilling their coffee over this. And if they weren't, if the show was that bad, we wouldn't even be talking about this. It's like, yeah, but it's for a lame ass show. Absolutely not accurate. That being said, are you kidding me? I don't have any quarter scale hot toy figures, but after seeing this and how absolutely amazing it is, and then seeing the Darth Vader, because I look at that every week, and there's not a whole lot of these quarter scale hot toys. So really, because I'll go down a rabbit hole, the Dark Jedi will want everything. So if I get this, I'll want the Darth Vader, I'll want the Mando. But look, there's not that many. Am I going to get this? I say yes. I mean, just look at that damn portrait. And I actually like this armor better than even a little bit more wear and tear on here than Boba and the Throne. I like that as well. But man, this is too good, baby. I mean, just look at it. I would be a little bit worried if there was like dozens of quarter scale hot toys for Star Wars out there. But for me, just doing Star Wars, I'll have to get the Vader. I'll have to get the Mandalorian. I'll have to get the other Boba Fett, but that's fine. That's not really too many, because I think we're also going to get one for Obi-Wan. I think 1,000% you're probably going to get an Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan series. You may even get another Anakin from there, depending on what they do with Hayden Christensen. You're probably going to get an Ahsoka quarter scale, Rosario Dawson. So now, baby, now I got to start getting these. If they're going to make them like this, man, I mean, this is incredible. Base lights up. This is just so freaking awesome. I can't say enough good things about it.
So what are your thoughts about this one quarter scale? Are you going to get this one or are you going to pass?
Aries did his whole spiel. He said, I say yes.
No, Joao.
I don't think he can he hear us?
Is Joao sleeping?
Yeah, I'm going. No. I'm going to get it. I was just checking because I did pre-order the repaint armor with the throne, and I was just checking the difference between this armor and that one with the throne, and I was checking that the belt. There's actually a difference in the belt, whereas this the quarter scale one, in the left side of the belt you got some bullets, and the other one it's different. The belt, the belt is different. I was just comparing, and the boots color are also different. This one is the orange ones, and the one in the throne, they are black. So I was just checking the difference because I was thinking maybe I will skip that pre-order and stay with this quarter scale one as my main Boba for the show. But I don't know. I really like this head sculpt. This head sculpt was done by Yulin Choi. She's been in Hot Toys for more than 15 years.
Oh, wow.
She just shared a photo last week. She shared a photo on Instagram with JC Hong, and she was saying 15 years in Hot Toys. They were celebrating that date, and you can see that this is a sculptor with a lot of experience because this head sculpt is perfect.
It's so nice. It is perfect. I agree.
And in a quarter scale, this will look
amazing.
Really.
And this is the difference between 1/6 scale and quarter scale. You know, 1/6 scales are really good, obviously, because that's what we collect mainly. But the 1/4 scales are actually much better because you have more room, you have more space to do different things. You know, you can add more detail and will pop up. You can add more tailoring and it will look nicer. You know, the armor, and you can play around with so many things. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to start doing 1/4 scale. I started with the Spider-Man, then Mando. This one is definitely coming. Josh, how much is this at Comic Concepts? You have, I'm assuming, both versions.
Yeah, so on Comic Concepts, the Deluxe, actually, chat, what do you think the price is without, if you already know it, shut up. If you don't know it, try to guess, what does the Deluxe cost at Comic Concepts? Anyone, any viewers?
$550.
547.
300, 350.
Yeah. Anywho, it's $594.99 for the Deluxe.
Oh, I was close. I wasn't that far.
You weren't that bad. And the collector's edition is $489.99.
Wow, really? So under 500.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So hit me up if you want one, especially you, Aries.
I want
one. I'm getting
I will say. So the thing with me with these quarter scales, you know me, I'm a statue guy, but I got the Joker quarter scale, and the only reason I sold it is because I ended up getting the J&D Joker, and I don't need so many Heath Ledger Jokers. But if there's anything I like about them, they're actually a really nice quarter scale option versus a statue. There's a lot more realism to these figures. They're pretty much, and I know this is why Hot Toys got into it, they're pretty much statues with posability options.
Yes.
That's what they are.
Yes.
They're statues with posing options. And it's pretty goddamn genius. I think when these first came out, they were met with demand, but I think people are realizing, and you'll notice this because Sideshow dropped their premium format on the same exact day. I guarantee you those sales are hurting right now because this Boba Fett quarter scale dropped.
Hell yeah.
That's
Figure
a good point.
I mean,
I had multiple customers switch their order, and I allowed them because it was within 24 hours. And I feel bad because the Sideshow piece is really goddamn nice. Don't get me wrong. But
if you look at this base,
when did the Sideshow one come out?
It's not this.
Yeah.
It's a figure.
Exactly. And this is the big difference. So that's why I was one of them. I didn't want to collect 1/4 scale. And I think I said it many times. Once I get my 1/4 scale Mandalorian, which I did, I'm going to start doing it. And honestly,
they're amazing.
To Eric's point, I want to get, now I want to get the Vader one. So if I can score one at a good price, I'm definitely going to probably, pull the trigger on that one.
Nobody wanted Vader when he came out. Nobody wanted him. It was a pain
the other day, and I was just like, man, I don't know.
But the quarter scale Vader looks very good. I think
it looks really good, but people just didn't want to get near it. Granted, Vader looks really nice as a sculpted statue, to be fair.
Right.
Vader, I feel like, is one of those figures that you can make a better statue of than a figure. Boba Fett, because there's a lot more detail going on. You have different color schemes going on. And quite frankly, I don't know if I'm going to get Boba Fett. personally in my collection, I don't really need it, but I like the piece a lot. Like, I know I'm getting a Mandalorian Deluxe quarter scale, which I'm really excited for. But if I got a Boba Fett quarter scale, I really like the figure with the helmet on. I know the head sculpt's really good, but this is just a really badass option to have a Boba Fett quarter scale piece you can pose up and
That's
put
what
in
you get
really
too.
different options.
So I was thinking that's why you get 2.
You get 2. Fuck you.
I feel like these quarter scales are so good that it's
They're
almost
really nice.
it's like a disservice to not have it with the head sculpt. It's just too good.
You're not wrong. So
Yes.
I'm surprised, and who knows, maybe they're watching right now in this video, or they have plans. I guarantee you they have plans. But what a lot of these statue companies will do, like Prime One's a big one, they'll make a small bust so you can have like the head sculpt. And I guarantee collectors would pay extra if you had just like a small quarter scale bust of Boba Fett that you can put the head sculpts on so you can switch them out as you need to.
Right.
Actually,
right.
you know what? I don't think Hot Toys will do that because of the pegs.
Well,
They
actually,
don't want people constantly changing them.
yeah, but actually they did that with Carnage. But before we continue, guys, 115 people watching. Let's hit the like button. Let's get to 100 likes. We're having fun. We're talking a bunch of things. We have some arguments, some debates happening, which is good. Which is good. Which is good.
We had a couple shootouts.
A couple shootouts. And then John. No, but again, this is the point of this, right? I cannot tell my panel, hey, listen, don't talk about this, don't talk about that. I can't do that. That's not right. Look, I want everyone to spill the coffee.
This is what happens
everything.
when you add buttermilk to the coffee. You play easy company collectible.
But you know what? I think it is a good. It was a really good conversation. I actually was listening very carefully because, again, credit where it's due. If you are talking to someone who's been collecting for so many years longer than you just need to listen and dissect the information. And then if you can say something that makes sense, of course, you're going to speak up. That's how I do always. I like to listen to the people that is more experienced and absorb that, right? I cannot just counter because I just want to look cool, because I can't. If you make a good point, it's a good point, period. So that's the beauty of this. But now let me ask you guys this question here. So now that we saw the Boba Fett quarter scale, what are the chances that Hot Toys will give us the No Way Home villains in one quarter scale format? Could you imagine a Doc Ock? Could you imagine a Green Goblin in quarter scale? That would be sick.
I think the suit alone for a Green Goblin, I think it's too much for that suit.
Yeah.
It's not just that. I don't think people would buy it, unfortunately, because
and the glider. What's the size of the glider in quarter scale?
Yeah,
it's too big.
No, I think it would still, because again, you have statues all day long that are much bigger.
Right.
I just don't think the demand's there. I don't think it's not that it wouldn't be sick. That's not the issue. I think people are just not willing to spend the money. There's this weird in between of like, that's not worth the money. I would never pay that kind of money. Because you see it all the time in like anime PVC figures, for example, versus statues. PVC figures are expensive as shit, and there's like no base, no nothing. So they started getting into quarter scale, and they don't sell well. They just don't sell well. It's not even like a Hot Toys thing. It's just a 6 scale or A scale to quarter scale move up in something that is not polystone. Just scares people, I feel like.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be like TK FOMO. Come on.
TK FOMO. But you know what they can do? And this is, and again, I can be 100% wrong, but you know what they can do? They can do those limited edition. You can do those, let's say, 1,000 units only.
You could, but where's the profit in it versus a different figure or a project you can work on? Especially as a company like Hot Toys that literally just shits out random gold.
And not only that, but don't forget that they always, and I'm 100% sure that they think about the eBay market as well. You know what I mean? They always that's always in the back of their mind when they produce anything.
All right, so now let me reverse
kill
this.
The eBay market.
Let me reverse this. Do you think okay, I now the 1/4 scale is a new animal. Now they're doing more stuff in quarter scale. It is proven they're doing more now. Now, do you think they should also maybe put more money into giving us better bases for freaking 1/6 scale figures, more like a diorama type of bases, or more exclusive accessories, maybe even doing more DX versions of figures, so the quality is much better than the regular versions, for example. Like, look what happened with this Spider-Man figure that they for the No Way Home, with this amazing diorama base with the tentacles, the Green Goblin's bombs, and all that. They can actually do something like that. They can actually improve those bases, and I'm
hope they
pretty
don't.
sure.
Well, because that way we keep giving, because I want to get it from Desi.
Well, that's another. Yeah, that's a good point too. But honestly, I think, again, this is just my personal opinion. I'm when you see my reviews, guys, you know how critical I am on the bases, that I really pretty much don't like them. It's too plain, too reusables. They should improve. I mean, if they do something simple is fine, but just kind of like change a little bit. Don't give me a freaking IG-11.
I'd love to see
with
them do that.
with a human footprint on it.
They
That
really
to me is
should. You're right.
That's laziness to me, right? Just give me a freaking plain base and that's it.
Or they should hire someone like
People buy.
Desi, Metamorphic Customs.
But people are buying though. And then you're talking about different box sizes, right? You're talking about different shipping, different freight, different import, different materials. When I'm not saying Hot Toys doesn't like want to make customers happy, but like it's still a business and their interest is money first. Let's be
Josh,
real.
what about if they did, and guys, this would be interesting. You know how we get like regular and deluxe? What if they gave us like another option, like
Ultimate Edition,
like Ultimate? Because I personally, if they're going to give me a base like they're giving with these quarter scales and the price, like throw a price out there, 285, 265, and it goes up to, I don't know, 300 or 305, I'd buy it. I'd buy the Ultimate version.
I think it'd be sick, but I think, like in my perspective, like they'd never allow me to sell it. No fucking chance. You know what I mean? Like, then you're bottlenecking the market. Then it's going to get kind of sketchy. And again, you have to produce a ridiculous amount. And then you're thinking about, okay, most people are going to go for the Ultimate. What in God's name do I do with all these deluxe and collectors that nobody wants?
Right. And
because that's what happens with the deluxe and collectors. Like, look, the 2-pack Boba Fett we were talking about, I guarantee you the numbers are dog shit on the single pack.
What if they did the Ultimate and limited, like limited to, I don't know, 1,000 or the
Where's the money? In a normal company, you're absolutely right, and it would be an awesome idea. It is the greatest thing ever, and that's why Prime 1 does it. But to Hot Toys, they're not willing to do that because they don't need to. It's not that they don't want to make customers happy. They don't want to spend extra money to do it. When you can make more money just not having that option.
Come on, Howard. Dear Howard, give us an Ultimate.
Dear Howard. But it's not going to happen. And I'm sure that has come across the table 1,000 times in their meetings.
If he dies, he dies.
I was waiting for that, baby. Come on.
If he dies, he dies. Rodolfo Elfito says, you're right. Hot Toys should improve its 1/6 bases at the 1/4 scale Boba Fett, Boba base to the 1/6 Boba. Oh, yes. They should do that. You see, the problem is that if it's a 1/6 and they make the base higher, it will not fit on the details. And the majority of people have details, those type of shelves. Now, if you have module cases, Josh,
6 module case. I mean,
you can do that. You can definitely do that.
I'm so excited for those to start rolling out because it really is a new product. It's a 6 scale series specifically for module case. I'm so goddamn excited to see like Iron Man and that and stuff. Did you see their like promo photos when they first came out with it? I know it's just a module case, but like it's just sized right. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's got the right. There's not too much space up top. The stands look really nice with it. Like I started doing it with my Pokemon stuff, but it's just gonna look so nice.
Right. We're only 2 likes away from 100 likes. Come on, guys, hit the like button. And we're gonna talk about the last topic of the day. We have this, and I'm gonna start this one with Joao because he's the third-party reviews.
Don't start with me because it's the first time I'm seeing this picture.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that's kind of breaking news for you then.
Yeah, it's breaking news. Because this
Are
figure
you
was
broken?
this figure was just released yesterday from SSR Studio. They released this figure yesterday.
Really?
No,
And
this is SooSoo
SooSoo
Toys.
Exactly. SooSoo Toys announced it, but it was released yesterday from SSR Studio. It's the same one that did the Batman Hush. They did a run on this one, and now SooSoo Toys. It's the first time I'm seeing these photos. I'm honest with you. It's the first time I'm seeing this photo.
Yeah, Dante. Remember I said there was another one that was kind of crappy, and this was better. That's the one he's talking about.
But that one is expensive. The SSR always runs you to $280, $300 around.
Yeah. What? I feel like this one looks so much better.
Because
the license?
SSR Studio, no, is not licensed, but he's not the factory produced. He's produced by he's a guy that customized by himself. That's why he did that Batman. The Batman Hush was also $280 or $270. And it was a customized body. Everything was tailored by him. And this one, I think, was also around that. 270, 280, around something like that. What's the price on this one? Do you know?
I have no idea. I have no
they
idea.
didn't say price yet. They just showed the pictures that, you know.
The Omnipotent Hero? Give me 1 second. I got solicitation. I just don't sell it.
Like SooSoo Toys sent to you like prices and everything for you to sell?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I used to sell it.
Okay.
But then I realized it was illegal as fuck. I was like, oops.
Oopsie, I made a poopsie.
I know, but you know what?
Well, you gotta be careful. Remember, I told you, Dante. Remember, they seized the shipment for the Ock and the Fiend. Like all my customers, all of them got canceled because I stopped selling them. But I was like, I'm not going to cancel everyone's orders. And yeah, the entire stock got seized.
And how can they let Gambit pass? Because Gambit, for sure, the SooSoo Toys one.
Because they didn't label it so stupidly. Easily to be targeted by some schmuck at the docks, and they were like, "Oh, this doesn't look like Marvel."
Oh my god.
The Ock. And then it had like logos all over it of what it was. It was pretty obvious that it was a bootleg. Okay, so I did get the Omnipotent suit solicitation. For me, if it were me, I'd be charging around $189 to $200. I know what it costs me. Granted, it's also a different market now, and I don't really buy from these guys anymore. So I don't know what shipping looks like. If it were me, I'd be selling it about $200 to $210 each, plus shipping.
Plus shipping. So let's say $230,
but in the United States.
The States. So probably you guys is probably like
so it would be
$190.
like shipping from Comic Concepts on a figure is around $20. Like anywhere in the US.
What do I pay $100 shipping all the time?
That's different. That's your special. That's your special rate.
Yeah.
That's your discount.
That's my discount. I know, shit. Damn.
It's like, yeah, you get 20% off, but shipping's $200. You got discounted.
I know. You sound like a company that I know overseas, but I'm not gonna say the name.
Oh shit.
So this one looks. I haven't seen the shot, to be honest with you, but the colors and the figure, caught my eye. Now you see in these pictures. What are your thoughts about this SooSoo Toys?
I think the first time. Great.
What are your thoughts on Omnipotent Hero?
Omnipotent Hero.
Now I think it looks fine, but when you see that the material they used on the body, that material always scares me a bit. I don't like a bit this kind of material because you already can see in the arms. You can see in the arms that
will flake.
That will start to flake pretty easily.
Yep.
You can see it from here. But
The
yeah,
hand sculpt looks pretty good though.
the head
Yeah,
sculpt
very
looks,
good.
SooSoo Toys have been doing amazing work on the head sculpts. Really,
Yeah, very good.
lately they are really doing an awesome job.
The Gambit is
I
amazing.
think this is one of the companies that I don't know, but they would maybe benefit to trying to get some deal to get a license of or some sorts, because they have quality enough to deliver good products.
They probably will. I mean, this is how it all starts, right? That's
Yeah,
how they all
Hunters
started.
was a third-party company when they started.
I've said from the beginning, you know, SooSoo Toys, when they first started, they were not that good at all. But I have a feeling that this is going to be Hot Toys competition in the near future, and it already is. You have Hot Toys as number 1, and I feel like SooSoo Toys is number 2 right now.
It's catching up. The problem is that obviously they cannot touch Star Wars. They cannot touch all. You know, they can touch other line.
What about 3-0?
You know, but I mean, just imagine if SooSoo Toys does, for example, like a Doc Ock, right? I will look. You know, I'm definitely looking forward to see how they would do the head sculpt, for example. You know,
and they're making figures, and if you pay attention what they're doing, they're making figures that other companies are making just so they could show off what they're capable of doing.
Eric, what are your thoughts about this one?
The problem here is that with SooSoo Toys, for example, at least in Hong Kong collectors community and with the old collectors and the old stores over there, they don't play much ball with them because they are known to steal work from other custom artists.
Who?
And like there was a story that like they hired someone to make a sculpt for them and they didn't pay for the sculpt and use the sculpt as well.
That's true.
There are
Who
some
is that?
there are some back stories about them that don't put them too well on this big picture.
Yep.
But that's what it is.
Which is another reason why I never bought them to begin with. The only figure I had from the very first figure I bought from them was Warhead. They had made plenty of figures before, but I was never into getting them because of that specific story. Because I had heard they were stealing people's work.
I mean, but this is what happened with almost any third party. They will get they will buy those expensive custom pieces, and then they will just recast the head sculpts and do a head sculpt based on a custom piece or a Hot Toys piece. Like you see the Alfred from the F Toys, that is a recast from the Hot Toys one.
It's beautiful.
But it's well done. It's beautiful. It's well done. But it's not their own work. It's a recast from a licensed figure. And there is for me where is the line. The line is already. It's not something that I'm particularly happy with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go with Eric because I know Eric has to leave as well. Your thoughts about this, and then when you tell us your thoughts, what should we expect from our friend Six-Skull Cantina?
What should you expect from the Hot Toys wizard? Maybe I don't know. Maybe he's going to take over your likeness again, Dante. Actually, Dante, how are you feeling? Because I think he took on your likeness. Fabio thought you were in Puerto Rico or something like that.
Well, just put it this way: something's happening in my stomach.
Oh no!
I'm not that 100%. The Hot Toys wizard always give me side effects.
You see, with some people, they get no side effects. My goodness!
I know. Well, Fabio's still looking for his cigar. He doesn't know where it is. I know what it is.
Nobody knows where it is.
Nobody knows where it is.
Listen, if he takes over Fabio's like this again, maybe the Hot Toys wizard will have the cigar lit. Maybe it'll prompt Fabio. I don't know. Maybe Fabio. Maybe it'll prompt an inner desire. Listen, what do I think of that? I agree with Bugman. I think that SooSoo is the best of the rest right now. And I also agree with him. I mean, this is outstanding. I'd love for them to make a Cara Dune? Because I'm still wondering. You had Black Series make Cara Dune. You had so many other. You had Sideshow make Cara Dune with Gina Carano. Maybe it just was too late afterwards. That I don't know. It's really, really interesting because I would almost think that. I don't know, Josh. Maybe you would know more. I would think that maybe Disney would have forced Sideshow or forced Hasbro to stop making the Gina Carano figures. So I don't know if Hot Toys wouldn't make them. But anyway, I'd love SooSoo to make a Gina Carano Cara Dune. So I agree with Bugman on that. I mean, I think they're great.
Well, I think the thing was, it's not necessarily about her likeness and them wanting to I don't know what's actually going on with her. Is she coming back or not? She's not as of right now.
The rumor
right?
is that she is.
That's the rumor is, but it's not confirmed.
No.
So I think what happened with her product, because it was pulled for a time until they figured out what to do with her, and they put it back. And I think the reality was they sold so much stuff already. You can't just take that out of people's hands, especially like the Sideshow Premium format came out before all the controversy. Then they pulled it from their site because they didn't want to take any more orders. Then they put it back up once they could settle things. Because when things like this happen, you don't just cut them off like that. There's managers involved. There's other parties involved, and they need to rehash agreements. Mm-hmm. It's kind of fucked up. But you pretty much have to rehash an agreement on the cutoff. Like, all right, you're cutting us off. Here's how it's going to go. This is what we want out of this cutoff. So that's kind of what happened with Sideshow Premium format. At least I can only imagine, because it went back up, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But anyway, Aries, let us know what's going on at your cantina, my friend.
Well, listen, I have a last-minute event tomorrow, so I will not be having my market show live as normal tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. But is it possible that I will still be live tomorrow? And I say yes. Everybody in here, look, I'll be live with Live and Raw, me, myself, and I, tomorrow, real early, Saturday, at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, early in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon. Make sure you tune in to 6 Scale Cantina tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go to about 4:30 p.m. Is it possible that the Hot Toys Wizard will interrupt the show? We'll have to see. And then I'm going to actually be with the Market Show Live. Well, what about the Market Show Live with the panel? My normal Live and Raw at 8:15 on Mondays. I'm going to go with the Market Show Live this Monday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, so you don't want to miss that. So Market Show Live normally tomorrow at 6 p.m., Monday 8:15 p.m., and Live and Raw that's normally on Monday tomorrow 2:15. Put it in your calendars, and of course the Aries Tarrington Show every Wednesday 6 p.m. Eastern. This week's special guest, Kathleen Kennedy. Come on.
Howard Chen. All right, thanks, Aries, for that, and I'll see you around, man.
Hey, I'll see you. Thanks for having me. Make sure I'll serve up my last bit of buttermilk over here for Fabio.
Buttermilk.
Take care, guys.
Take care, my friend.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Take care.
Do you think when he said raw, that somewhere easy, like his ears started burning?
Oh yeah, he's about to. Oh, I want to see that.
Did somebody say raw?
Oh man, there's just so much. There's so many good topics to talk about, but we're gonna wrap this up as well because it's been a long day for a lot of us. So I'm gonna start with my friend Joao, Third Party Reviews. What's going on your channel, my friend? Thank you so much, first of all, for joining us after feels like forever.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks. It's my
Pretty much.
holidays. Okay, so I cannot say what I'm going to have on my channel because there's no releases now.
Ooh.
These next 2 weeks will be a bit slow on releases. There's nothing much coming out. I heard that there is that Bane from M Toys coming out very soon. I will review it when it's released, but until then, just let's see what's coming up. I don't have anything on schedule at this moment. I can only wait for anything to be released.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Mr. Josh from Comic Concepts. Where can we find you? What do you have? What is coming? Actually, what is coming? What do you have coming soon, man? I know that you got a bunch of hot
everything.
toys.
I have an entire website. Oh my god! Wait. So I finally think I found the coding team of my dreams to make everything function as it should through Comic Concepts. Purchasing,
Really?
the loyalty points will be automated. The invoicing will be automated. Everything will be automated.
Discount
Tracking
code?
sent to you will be automated. So the second I make a label, it'll send to you when you pay a balance. And guess what else will be finally active?
Discount codes.
Discount codes. Yes. Discount
Good.
codes.
So I can get
sales,
so I can get my special code for my audience.
Yes, and referral links so that you gain loyalty points. These are all like different things that I'm hoping to work. Currently, I'm working on another function like compare list, which I really liked because it put figures side by side pricing and what they were, which is actually
like a Best
active
Buy,
right now.
right? Kind of like a Best Buy thing, right?
Yeah,
You can put
exactly.
Oh, that's a good one. So you can
Yeah,
kind of
I'm
compare.
trying to make it fun. I'm trying to make it nice, but
you can put the link of my videos as well.
Yes, yeah. So I want to actually start putting YouTube reviews.
Me first.
Next to the actual. Yes, you first. Yes, you.
And you think Sideshow will be okay with it?
They don't get a choice. Why would they not be okay? What? You stop it. You stop it. They don't get a say. I'm allowed to put what I want when I want. Until I break a rule. Then I'm not.
Until I break a rule.
I read those contracts very carefully.
The fine print, dude, like
the fine print too. Yes. No, but you know, the YouTube channel, I appreciate everyone that joined last time. I'm going to try to make more YouTube videos, but again, that's all casual fun, so it's not like going to be consistent or anything. This is the most consistent thing in my life right now, which is pretty sad. The TikTok, I'm going to start making some videos, and yeah, like Comic Concepts, go check out the product. InStock is updating daily. If you join the Facebook group for the Comic Concepts community, there are exclusive offers, deals, and early drops there. I know we did that with Pennywise, and that sold out. We just had an exclusive bonus edition Prime 1 Batcave order window today. By the end of today, if you let me know, I can get you it at retail for North American shipping. So
really?
Yeah. So that's
which
like
item?
a few $100 savings. The Prime 1 Batman Batcave bonus edition.
I saw that. That looks beautiful. I was like, oh my god.
Nice piece. So I'll do my best. You know, like I upgraded a bunch of people, like anyone who bought the Transformers statues, I upgraded them all to exclusive free of charge, which is pretty fun. Expensive, but it was fun for me. But yeah, go join the Facebook community group. I want to see some pictures of your collections and poses, and I really want people to start interacting more in there. It's not supposed to be a sales channel for me. It's supposed to be the community chatting.
I just want to say, Josh, thank you for growing that beard because I saw your YouTube video without it, and I was like, what the hell is going on?
Thanks. I'm working on looking scraggly again.
I was like, that doesn't even look like him. I was like, what the hell?
I know. When I look nice and cleaned up, it's because I had an important meeting. That's how you know something important happened.
But how old are these videos? Because you look so young. You know what I mean? Like you look like you were like
it's the past
15.
year.
Wow.
Like it depends which ones. Probably a few months ago. Dude, I can completely change my look.
I saw your face without any facial hair. I was like, is that him?
Scary, right? People don't know how old I am.
It's a kid. He's a kid.
Apparently, I'm a kid.
Fabio, what's going on at Fast Figures?
So guys, if you want to check me out, I'm on TikTok, FABSFIGURES, Instagram, FABSFIGURES, YouTube, FABSFIGURES. You want to check out some figures, look at my
Fast Figures
collection
and
tour.
check the figures to Fast Figures.
Yeah. If you want to look at some figures, I have my collection tour up, 3 parts. So check it out.
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook group 16 Evolution. If you guys want to join. So yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. Thank you, everyone, for watching tonight. We have a review coming for the classic Spider-Man suit next week, hopefully. We're gonna have a live stream on Tuesday and then on Friday, so stay tuned for the panel announcement. Actually, pretty much booked for the next couple weeks, actually, so that's good. If you guys want to become a member of the channel, by all means, you should. We have exclusive content. We're actually gonna have a video again on Sunday for members, Figures with Friends, and this time is Desi, the one who's going to be in the show. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be having a live stream as well for members, exclusively for members. And it's going to be more intimate, but also fun. And maybe a bit more uncensored
Sexual.
as well.
Oh.
Not sexual. But if you guys want to become a member, by all means, check the link I just put on the chat. We have 2 different options, and, you get a shout out too. At the end of my videos, you're gonna see your name as a proud member of the channel. So thank you for that. And that's all I have. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I have a store. Oh yes, I have a store. Thank you, Fabio. Fabio reminds me. So guys, I have a store. Believe it or not, I have a store. And I was wondering. Let me see if I can just share my screen so you guys can see.
Yeah, because it's like really cool stuff in the store.
Yeah, like Hot Toys and Prime One. I feel like I'm leaving.
I have emoji cases. No, I'm just kidding. So I have a store. So we have like mugs, we have hoodies, t-shirts, and everything. And when you get one of these items, guys, send me a picture of it. You can link me on Instagram. You can just kind of do a story of whatever, if you wear it or if you have it. And I will give you a shout out on my videos. So I will specifically say your name and share that. If he dies, he dies. So that's another means to support the channel. As you can see, Josh doesn't give me anything free. So I still have to pay for everything.
That's right. Now give me one of those mugs.
And I'm going to give you one of these mugs. And yes, and listen. One thing is I'm going to constantly update new stuff on this one. So we're going to have another line coming as well. So stay tuned for that. I will announce it. But yeah, we got this store for a while, but I didn't promote it. And Fabio reminds me, he was like, say something.
Yeah, no, because it's cool stuff. I got a hoodie, and the hoodie, I love the hoodie. It's comfortable. It's awesome. Good material. So that's what I mean. I was like, yo, you got all this stuff. I was like, you never talk about it.
Easy?
No, not me. I had this
so
stuff
here's
for
the deal. Here's what you're gonna do. Okay, after this, you're gonna go make a new product, and it's just gonna say on it. It's just gonna be a bunch of dill pickles all over. It's gonna be pant. It's gonna be like boxers. And it's just gonna say "Man of Hot Collectibles." I'm kind of a big dill.
I'm
and you're gonna become rich.
I'm planning to do something because I want to see if I can get hats.
Man of Hot Collectibles. People know me.
People know me. What if it just said Easy Company on it?
You should do a Dear Howard Chan.
Dear Howard Chan, man. Dear Howard. Dear Howie.
Dear Howard Chan. Just heart.
But yeah, if you guys want to get anything, let me know. Send me tag me on Instagram. I want if you can get a picture of it when you get it, and let me know so I can give you a shout out on one of my videos reviews. I will select randomly. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow all my friends in the link.
Don't forget to join that community page.
Comic Concepts community. Yes, I do post a lot there as well.
Yes.
And as always, be well, and see you around in the next video.